runs it in for the touchdown.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said on his radio show, 105.3 The Fan in Dallas this morning, that an extension for head coach Mike McCarthy, not out of the question. McCarthy is in the final year of his contract. Houston Texans safety Jalen Petrie expected to miss multiple weeks. He has a partial pectoral tear that he suffered in Sunday's loss to the Titans. Spurs back at it tonight in Utah against the Jazz. Devin Vassell will not play.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio.
Thursday, I have no idea. It's a weird week.
It's Tuesday, which is a good thing, but it kind of feels like a
Thursday,
kind of.
maybe.
I don't know.
Well, again, it's a strange week because, well, there's not a lot of people working.
Nobody here. Jeez.
Dude, it is so dead around the office. And, you know, I don't know about you. I didn't see a memo that says, hey, go ahead and work from home, wink, wink.
Yeah, right.
Which, of course, we're not allowed to do anymore. But, I mean, you could tell that James Pledger knows, ain't nobody going to be in the office. And when I say nobody, like one dude, Lance. Because there's no way Lance would look at James Pledger and what he's wearing at work and allow him to stay in the building.
Yeah, that is it's quite the outfit today, Pledge.
What the hell happened
Yeah.
to you this morning when you got up?
That's quite the outfit.
Tell me this was an accident. This was not by design.
No, this was by design.
By design.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually went to the a doctor's appointment that way?
Well, not for me, but
For your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you dress like that.
yeah.
So your mom's used to that, I suppose.
Well,
Certain-
Mom doesn't
sometimes.
I don't know, Pledge. Like, you wouldn't wear that to the bar, would you?
No.
I mean, because there's nobody getting laid wearing that. I mean, that's just impossible. I mean, you know, when I was in the military in boot camp, they give you glasses, and they call them BC glasses, birth control, because you're not going to wear those and anything good happen. That's a BC outfit, my friend.
Yeah,
What the hell are you wearing?
I'm not trying to get laid here at work with only you two in the building.
Yeah, good point.
And I'm with my mom in a doctor's appointment before this. There's not a lot of places I'm going that's going to warrant me trying to get
You were
something.
at a doctor's office. They got nurses.
They've got nurses, yeah. Other patients that might be in there. You never know, Pledge.
Never know, but, I wasn't. After leaving the doctor's office, I didn't go in going, oh, wow, I'm glad I
just don't know how you, have all that together, and you, by design, put that together. Now, I must say we make fun of you. That would not be accurate. We make fun of you a lot for your Pledger poses that you put on Instagram. You would not do a Pledger pose in this outfit, although now you have to. Now you have to. People need to see what you decided to wear to work, that you have this is options, because I don't even know how to describe what you're wearing today.
Well, it's very colorful.
He looks like a confetti egg at Fiesta.
That's one way to look at it. It is. But, he says he's warm. So that's
Men
all
in
that
tights
matters.
is never a warm feeling, I would imagine.
Well, have you
And the fact that-
ever worn tights?
No.
Well, then you don't know.
I just...
They might hug you real nice.
It's possible. I'm sure they do.
They make compression gear specifically for cold weather.
All right. Are you wearing specific cold weather gear,
Mm-hmm.
compression pink pants?
Well, those are fleece. And yes, they're warm.
Now, Pledge, Ryan just put up a poll.
You got a poll.
And I'm telling you what, the votes are coming fast and furious, and it's 100% yes to nothing.
Pledge, come in here.
You may have to
come in here.
You may have to bow to the
I'm in
will
the middle
of
of
the people.
flying the ship right now.
Yeah, put that thing on autopilot and come in here. There's a light that you need to climb up here and adjust.
Oh, there is a light over here that's out.
No, I turned them all on before the show.
No, really, this one's out.
That one's out. It's not on. You got to come over here and lay across the desk like Toe Reinagle did that one day.
Things I won't do.
People need to see.
I mean, if people want to see my feet again, I'm happy to get back
Please,
up
no,
there. That's
no,
fine. I mean,
no.
I have no problem.
No. Pledge, come here. Pledge. Pledge.
Kind of in the middle of something.
You're fine. You're fine. Whatever you're working on can wait. Nothing more important than the show right now, and you are your content.
Now he thinks that we're not being honest with him, so I'm gonna take a picture of the light that's out over there.
Oh yeah,
so I can get it off myself.
Yeah, don't do a selfie and try to get that light.
There.
Well, you could tell on the TV screen that light is out.
Well, yeah, I mean it's on my best side too, and there's no light.
You're sitting on. Come here,
No,
Pledge.
that's just your goatee.
Come here, Pledge.
Or your chin mustache thing, as you like to call it.
Yeah, I have no idea what you call this thing.
Turd Ferguson on YouTube says, "Get up on that desk like it's a Whitesnake video." We don't need to go that far.
We've got one no vote or 7%. I don't know how many votes that is. That's got to be Pledge.
Yeah, that's definitely Pledge. Come here, Pledge. Pledge.
Give me 2 seconds.
Well, we don't have 2 seconds because we're going to move on. This is, I mean, you understand how radio works. We're live. We're doing it now. Do it live. All right.
We got 4 hours to do this. Tease it ahead. Make people stay.
No, we're not coming back and revisiting this. I can promise you that. We got a busy show to get into today.
We do have a lot to get into today, and a lot of people to talk to.
Wow. Apparently the morning huddle was dogging them this morning. Come here, Pledge. Climb up on the desk. No, come on. Pledge. You turned on a light and left.
Lights back.
Well, obviously, somebody's going to have to do something and get a picture.
Ryan.
Of Pledge.
We need Ryan to come down the hall.
Get a picture of Pledge and post it.
Adjust the camera. All right.
And yes, the morning huddle was dogging me because
all right.
I listened to Blink 182.
Here we
go. There's nothing wrong with Blink 182. Yeah, but you got to climb up on there. They got to see the rest of this. I mean, you're barely in there. Climb up there next to those helmets.
I'm not climbing.
Yeah, you're always climbing on stuff. You can.
See, I have to be able to control that from in there.
Well, why didn't
hang
you?
on, Blake. Just stand over there. I'll take a picture of you.
Hold on.
Hold on. Here, hold on.
Hold on. No, you got to. I mean, all of that's just ridiculous.
Here, carry on with the show there, Minix.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's get it.
Oh, the socks and everything. So the morning huddle was making fun of Blink 182. What kind of idiots are they? I mean, Rob doesn't care. Rob likes Blink 182. So Hoffman doesn't like Blink 182?
Apparently not.
That doesn't surprise me.
Okay.
That doesn't surprise me.
Hey, Ryan, I'm going to send this to you. You can post it everywhere. How about that? All right. How about that? That's a great shot of Pledge, and nobody else can see it.
Yeah. Well, you could show that to the camera.
Well,
I mean, but all of it. I mean,
can't really see
the
it.
pink shorts and the tights and writings on the socks, and then a purple sleeveless hoodie with a shirt underneath it, which defeats the purpose.
Where is it, Pledge? See, people can't see that.
Yeah. All right.
It's tough to see. So,
yeah.
Well, here, I'm going to send it to Ryan. He'll post it. Go to all of our socials. You'll see it soon.
There we go. All right, so Miguel is saying that they were making fun of Green Day, not Blink 182.
Both.
They were making fun of both. Well, see, and two of my favorite bands. But what I've learned about A.J. Hoffman, he's got bad taste in a lot of things. So it doesn't surprise me that A.J. would not like good music.
Who knows what A.J. likes?
Yeah.
Does anybody have a clue? I don't know.
I don't know.
You know, those guys that wake up early like that, just a little strange anyway.
This is true.
I mean, really are. It's just they're a little weird.
See, now Claymore says, Jason, I'd be in no position if I were you to talk about someone's fashion taste. See, now, I don't disagree with that. I honestly. Although, no matter what I'm wearing, I couldn't go in public wearing what Pledge is wearing. In fact, I don't know that I could walk around my house alone with pink shorts, tights, a purple sleeveless shirt with a shirt underneath it. Like, that combination isn't there. No, a blue polo goes anywhere, Claymore. A blue polo and if I got to dress up, you add a sport coat to that same blue polo. Very, very functional.
Yeah.
Very, very much the same. And on a day like this, you go to the half-zip side of the closet and you grab a half-zip, which is perfect.
Sure.
That's what you did today.
That's what I did
That's what
today.
I did today.
Yeah.
Representing Arizona State today.
Jeez.
Well, I spent a lot of money there.
And you spent a lot more on that half-zip thing you got there.
Well, I mean, they're my Big 12 team.
Yeah.
UT left
Big 12.
for the SEC. My daughter goes to a Big 12 school in Arizona State. They became my team this year, and look at them. They got a chance to play for the Big 12 championship, playing incredible football, a great turnaround. So yeah, I'm going to
Wasn't it Arizona State? Didn't they come to Texas State early in the season?
Yeah,
Okay,
beat 'em.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they beat them.
They beat them.
It wasn't an impressive win by any
It
stretch
was
of
an
the
impressive
imagination.
win by every stretch of the imagination.
They won by 3 points.
Yeah, so
I remember.
a week after Texas State beat down the UTSA Roadrunners, and people thought they were going to go undefeated through their part of the schedule and make the playoff. And Arizona State ruined those dreams for the Bobcats.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
Well, we found out UTSA, at least at that time, wasn't very good.
But they have turned it around.
They have.
They have turned it around in what might be Jeff Traylor's best coaching job as
Without
the
a doubt.
Roadrunners head coach. There's a cool video about that on our Instagram page at SA Sports Star. If you want to go watch that video and make comments, share it if you would. Speaking of guys that are coaching for a turnaround, could Mike McCarthy actually be working his way into a contract extension?
Oh, my gosh. That would be the most Jerry Jones thing to do in the entire world,
Mm-hmm.
to give Mike McCarthy an extension.
I mean, the sad part is I could see it happening.
Well, I could see it happening, but doesn't mean it should happen.
Well, again, it's possible. And again, I don't know. What Jerry said today on the Fan up in Dallas, we'll get into it if you're driving two hands on the steering wheel for this one coming up. Here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. It's called the Hurt app, and it provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. Hurt is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download Hurt now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The Hurt app is available in the Google Store and or in the App Store and Google Play. You can learn more about the Hurt app and the Ortho Now Injury Clinic online at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those three massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Find what you love what you find. A total wine and more. There's so much waiting for you. Spirit and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Yo, Dad is in the house. What do you call the NordVPN Black Friday deal, huh? The Block Friday deal. Because you block online threats. Black Friday, Block Friday, get it? It's hilarious. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal and block online threats now. NordVPN is rated as outstanding on PC Mag. Just visit nordvpn.com and discover the benefits of this all-around cybersecurity tool. It will encrypt your online traffic. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro tool will defend you against web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. So improve your digital privacy and protection with one simple click. Get the special Black Friday deal at nordvpn.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
This is the famous footwear that everyone has on their holiday wish list. So don't wait to make it famous. Whether you're searching for their favorite character shoes or the hottest sneakers, slippers, and boots, Famous Footwear has the newest styles from Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, Timberland, and more. Unwrap Famous today and make everyone's holidays merry with buy one, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear or famous.com. Some exclusions apply.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Take that, AJ. It is The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blink 182 hat is the only good thing about Pledger's outfit on this Tuesday. If you didn't see it on YouTube earlier, go check out at SA Sports Star on Instagram and or Twitter, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix, at I Am Pledger. The photo is everywhere. The comments are all in one place. Don't do that again. The only fire emoji I've seen has actually come from James Pledger's account.
James Pledger, yes.
He stands by. He got dressed and said, damn, I look good. Let's go.
Everything matches, right? It's like
nothing matches
well,
there.
It doesn't, but in some way it does. I don't know how you describe that.
I mean, he almost could blend in with the walls here at the radio station. I mean, he's got purple and pink, and we've got green and red and orange walls.
He needs a little puke brown for the carpet.
Yeah, well, that's later after he's been drinking. That will be natural a little bit later on in the show. Maybe. Good Lord.
I get to drink during the show?
No. You're dressed like you would drinking last night and weren't coherent when you woke up this morning. I think I said this a couple of weeks ago. Kind of tongue-in-cheek, because we are talking about Jerry Jones. So while it is tongue-in-cheek, like, good Lord, this could happen, but I don't see it happening. Jerry Jones never blamed Jason Garrett for injury-riddled seasons and kept him around. Things that Jerry thought were out of a coach's control, he did not penalize that coach for. So and I know we joked about this and I was joking, but I could actually see the reality of when it's time to fire Mike McCarthy, and anytime you change a coach, are you replacing that coach with somebody better? Or are you changing them just to change? Jerry would try to improve on Mike McCarthy. And I do believe Jerry when he says that he really likes Mike McCarthy.
Sure.
And McCarthy is a good coach, right? He is. But this year, that offense with Dak Prescott took a step back. Now, if this season, like I've said a couple of times, has not been about winning, it was about playing young players in a bridge to next year. Let's take care of some big deals now, get some young guys some experience. I don't give a damn about this year. It doesn't matter. It's all about next year. And if that's part of the plan, I could see Mike McCarthy coming back.
Is that part of the plan, though? I mean, the Cowboys seem really excited about their win in Washington, and now they're thinking, Jerry Jones is thinking, this thing's not over yet. We got a shot. I mean, that's what he says publicly. So I'm not necessarily sure that that's, if it was the plan, it's still the plan. Because they should win this week. I mean, there's no if they lose this game, I mean, that would be the most embarrassing loss of the season. So they've got to win this season, or this game. And then you got Carolina coming up after that. So technically, the Cowboys could be 6-7 after that point. Or is it Cincinnati, then Carolina? Yeah. So, I mean, who knows?
But, again, if this year, bridge year, it's kind of the way I look at it. The Cowboys offseason said they didn't give a damn about this year. And you hear Mike McCarthy, you hear Jerry Jones, you hear Stephen Jones talk about all this great experience these young players are getting. But the offense, when Dak Prescott was healthy, regressed from what it was a year ago. Now, 2 rookie offensive linemen, no running back, no real wide receiver outside of CeeDee Lamb. I mean, what are you supposed to do with those groceries, Bill Parcells? And maybe Jerry and Mike are on the same page, and he's not going to get held accountable. Now, at the same time, I think he's gone. I still sit here on the 26th day of November and think Mike McCarthy is a dead man walking. But on this same very day, this morning on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, Jerry said, not so fast.
Well, I don't think that's crazy at all. That's not crazy. And listen, Mike McCarthy is an outstanding coach. I was listening to the game last night, watching it, and Aikman was talking about it, and he's reiterated that several times publicly. This Super Bowl winning coach. And Mike McCarthy has been there, done that. He's got great ideas. So bottom line is that in no place in my body language or anything else have you seen indications about what we're going to be doing relative to this staff at the end of this year. And we shouldn't. We got a lot of football left.
And there, again, that soundbite right there, Jerry honestly believes in Jerry's mind that this Cowboys football team is going to get on a run, they're going to make the playoffs, and have a successful season.
Yeah.
I mean, just listen to the man.
He's trying to sell tickets to a Thursday game. I mean, the old Black Friday shopping is coming up. The pro shop is open. I mean, he's got a positive outlook. He's in the middle of it. But if Jerry Jones, like he did with Jason Garrett, does not hold Mike McCarthy accountable for all the injuries, and there have been a ton of injuries, and sees these young players develop, and they're playing hard for him. You could see that this weekend. You saw a Giants team that looked like they laid down and quit on their coach, and you saw a Cowboys team that looked like they were playing their ass off for Mike McCarthy. If he doesn't lose that locker room. Now, a couple weeks ago, we kind of felt like he did with some comments that Micah Parsons made, but you saw this weekend, they're playing hard. They're playing to win football games. They're not playing like a team that's just mailing it in and waiting for Cancun to come around. So Jerry is going to evaluate that as well. The question, if you're Mike McCarthy, who apparently has 2 houses up in the Dallas area, one for sale, does he even want an extension? Because if I'm Mike McCarthy, I have my agent. Remember, he changed agents last year. Get on the phone with Jerry, play this sound clip, and say, sign here on my extension. I mean,
do it now.
Well, I mean, look, you're going to keep me around. Your body language, put your money where your mouth is, Jerry. I mean, but Jerry loses the storyline. Jerry is a master at keeping the Dallas Cowboys in the news with great talking points. So everybody thinks that Mike McCarthy is a dead man walking. He's going to get fired at the end of the year no matter what. Jerry says not so fast.
Well, if Mike McCarthy comes back, it is a monumental mistake at this point in time. He should have been fired after that Green Bay game.
All right.
And not to give him an extension is just and again, maybe that is Jerry just wanting everybody to talk about it. But the way he's handled Mike McCarthy, to me, is a monumental mistake. And look, I'm talking to Mike, the guy just made the highest paid player in the NFL. What do you want? What do you want, C.D. Lamb? If you're going to sign Micah Parsons, what do you want? It doesn't matter what Jerry wants anymore. You got to keep that locker room. And then what are you going to do? You're going to have to go out and hire a defensive coordinator. You're going to keep Mike Zimmer?
No.
That would be genius.
No. But again, though, I mean, what did we all talk about a year ago? Mike McCarthy and that offense last year, his first year as a play caller, was an incredible offense.
Mm-hmm.
But they had the colossal failure against the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
3 straight 12-win regular seasons. He didn't do anything to deserve to get fired. At the same time, didn't do anything to deserve an extension. So you get a prove-it year that's injury-riddled. But the guys are playing hard. And they got to win. They're going to get another win on Thanksgiving. You know, there's a couple more that you might see there. Well, I say I hope so. But say that happens, and what does Jerry say in evaluating him? You know, Mike, man, I didn't give you much to work with as the GM. Here's your extension. Who are you going to get that's better?
Well, wait a second. First of all, Jerry's never going to say that to Mike McCarthy.
Well,
he's never going to say that to Mike McCarthy because in Jerry's world, he's doing exactly what he wants to do. We're draft and develop. That's what they do. That's the Cowboys' MO, and it's always been their MO. And so Jerry will never say that to Mike McCarthy. Now, he may say, Mike, you know, it's been a rough year, but we're going to go a couple more and see how things work out. And if he does that, it would not surprise anybody. But the fact that you have a Mike McCarthy just dangling in the wind this year, just dangling, and you do that to him instead of saying, you know what, great 3 regular seasons in a row. We're going to give you a 2-year contract extension to try to get this thing back up and running. But instead, Jerry just leaves him dangling. If I'm Mike McCarthy, and Jerry probably didn't want to pay him to do anything, I'd have rather been fired.
Hell, I still think one of the reasons why Mike McCarthy hadn't been fired already is punishment. Jerry's like, we're in this together. You don't get to go home and get paid and not deal with this every day. You're going to earn your money, and you got to sit through this, and they're going to show you on TV after every dumb play the Cowboys make just so you can look like a want-to-get-away commercial. It's punishment, but maybe Mike McCarthy coaches his way into an extension. I mean, relationships matter, and you know they develop over time, and Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones seemingly have developed that kind of relationship. And Mike McCarthy is making it harder for Jerry to just say you're fired at the end of the year.
After one win? After a 5-game losing streak, he wins 1 game, and all of a sudden Mike McCarthy is the greatest again?
Again. But Jerry has been consistent with his comments about Mike McCarthy through that 5-game losing streak. He has been consistent with that, which is why I don't say it's out of the realm of possibility that he does not hold McCarthy accountable for all the injuries that he is having to deal with and the roster adjustments with who's available and who's not, just like he did with Jason Garrett. And Jason Garrett, at one point, was in the same boat, ended up with an extension. Second time he was in that boat, he ended up getting tossed overboard.
Look, nothing would surprise me with Jerry Jones. If he re-signs or gives Mike an extension, who's going to be surprised? Nobody. But he would get more publicity if he would go out and hire somebody, make a splash, change the coaching staff, and do something different. If you're going to go with all these young players, you're going to have, well, you might have a high draft pick. Depends. They kind of screwed that up in Washington. And
there's plenty of times for them to screw that up.
Look, you got to have some fresh blood in here. It would just be, to me, a big mistake. Unless that's what your quarterback wants, since you've, anchored yourself to this guy for another 4 years. He might want to have a say-so in what's going on.
I would imagine Dak probably has a lot of influence on that decision.
Well, he better. I mean, my goodness, and Jerry better listen. You just tied that big yacht to Dak's leg for the next 4 years. You're stuck with him. It's like the Titanic pulling an iceberg.
I love you, Dak.
You were coming up with some sort of great nautical analogy, and that's what it was?
That's it. That's all I could think of. Oh, my gosh.
RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com, I'm sure, has some thoughts on this.
Sure.
I know it's a Tuesday, but it's a weird week. RJ Ochoa joins us next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house. They've added extra outlets in the garage, put up a spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. And whatever your project is, maybe you need to add a bunch of USB ports. I know my wife got all these new Christmas things. They're not regular plugs. They're USB ports. So you know what you get? Hill Electric can put USB ports all over where your outlets go to. It's amazing all the different work they can do. Whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or online, hill-electric.com.
The Morning Huddle.
I'm fully aware that I'm a bad singer, and I'm singing ironically.
Well, make sure the audience is in on the joke.
And he was like, you sing just good enough that, maybe you think you're really good? I'm like, no, I think I'm a horrible singer. I just don't care. I'm having fun. It's like singing in your car. You don't have to be a good singer.
You do in my car.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PREP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PREP to 42424. That's PREP to 42424.
Ready, set, shop. The Black Friday sale at Ulta Beauty is on. Up to 50% off the best gifts now through November 30th. Shop Morphe eyeshadow palettes, hair tools like Chi, and MAC foundation and lippies. And ready for this? Starting Tuesday, November 26th, snag $12 mascaras from brands like Fenty and Tarte, plus $12 lippies from brands like NARS and Kylie Cosmetics. So don't wait. Head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN+. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. And tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up, it's golf. This Thanksgiving, Paramount Plus serves up a must-see NFL on CBS divisional matchup when Jared Goff and the high-flying Detroit Lions host top draft pick Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. It all kicks off Thursday at 12:30 Eastern with the NFL on on CBS, streaming live on Paramount+.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Let's face it, winter can be a hard season. It's cold pretty much all the time. Blizzard. You have to shovel. Another blizzard. You slip on ice. But you know what makes winter suck a little less? Getting a free phone. Join Cricket Nation and get a free Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. Ooh, ouch. Welcome to enjoying more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Must open a new line on the $60 unlimited plan. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Ready, set, shop. The Black Friday sale at Ulta Beauty is on. Up to 50% off the best gifts now through November 30th. Shop Morphe eyeshadow palettes, hair tools like Chi, and MAC foundation and lippies. And ready for this? Starting Tuesday, November 26th, snag $12 mascaras from brands like Fenty and Tarte, plus $12 lippies from brands like NARS and Kylie Cosmetics. So don't wait. Head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. After a 13-year hiatus, the Aggies take on the Texas Longhorns. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Hearing that promo for the game on Saturday, A&M, Texas.
Wow.
Tell you what, the Blitz tomorrow will be live at the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road. We'll be out there 2 to 6. Kind of Thanksgiving Eve, get that party started, but that's where you want to be on a Saturday. You want to be there Wednesdays, too. Bring the family that's coming into town, your kids that are now old enough to drink, come have a beer with us over at the Angry Elephant. But Saturday there, it's right next to the Rue Pub. Longhorn watching headquarters is Rue Pub. Aggie watching headquarters is Angry Elephant. That place is going to be wild on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And that game's huge. I mean, what a huge game. You get the rivalry renewed. It's for, something huge.
Spot in the SEC title game.
That's it. So,
yeah,
Georgia's just sitting there waiting.
They're waiting.
They're waiting on somebody.
Rue Pub, Angry Elephant, they'll be open for the Cowboys game on Thursday as well. Adjusted work week schedule this week. So RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com joining us now here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And we did this not knowing that Mike McCarthy was going to be in the news today because Jerry Jones said today, don't put it past him to sign that dude to an extension. When you first heard those words this morning coming out of Jerry Jones's mouth, RJ, what was your first reaction?
The first thing I pictured was not the debonairly dressed James Pledger today, but was the album cover for No Strings Attached, the seminal classic NSYNC album, because the album featured all 5 members as puppets that were like the mannequin puppets on the little strings or whatever. That's all we are. We're these dumb, mouth-breathing puppets that really believe that Jerry Jones is considering extending Mike McCarthy. I feel like I'm finally seeing the forest through the trees on something like this, and that everybody else around me is just slopping up the sludge that Jerry's serving.
Well, the problem is, RJ, is that with Jerry Jones, you just don't have a clue what that man may do, whether it makes sense or not. And, I mean, who knows? I don't think so. I think Mike McCarthy is gone. I think he should be gone. But Jerry, just to be Jerry, could say, well, come on back for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, look, there are a lot of things that are true relative to this moment. One, again, they're all equally true. One, Mike McCarthy is the most successful Dallas Cowboys coach this century. It's better than Bill Parcells, better than Wade Phillips, certainly better than Jason Garrett. Obviously did not reach an NFC championship game, so in that sense, his tenure was a failure. It's also true that the Cowboys front office did not set him up very well, and that they gaslit and stirred the pot just about every opportunity that they could over the course of the offseason and the season to this point. it's also true that Mike McCarthy has really failed and has not done his job, even if he was set up poorly. And I think more than anything, it's true that Jerry Jones just likes to talk. This is a big week for Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys with the Thanksgiving Day game, and to what you guys were talking about, obviously Texas A&M game. Like, football fever is at a different level in the state now. And so it just feels like he's doing what he can to, you know, snatch whatever spotlight that is available. His whole thing, like, well, he's a Super Bowl winning head coach. Was that not true in January when you didn't extend him then? I mean, did he win the Super Bowl or something like that? So I find it to be a little bit of blowing smoke up everybody.
I agree with that as we visit with RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com, although, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, while I do believe Mike McCarthy is a dead man walking, Jerry never held Jason Garrett accountable for injuries and things beyond the coach's control. So it wouldn't surprise me during the evaluation process if he took all these injuries into account and decided the offense last year was pretty good. This year, well, we had rookies on the offensive line, a bunch of injuries. All right, Mike, let's run it back. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's Jerry Jones. It wouldn't surprise me. Plus, you replace somebody with somebody better, and who are the better options that are going to be out there?
I think that's well said, and that's really rooted in logic. What I would offer is that Jason Garrett was, I mean, born on third base in some respects with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
But to that point, he also was fortuitous in that his down years came when he still had time remaining on his contract. And the Joneses do not like to fire people and pay them to not work. Jason Garrett, his contract years with the Cowboys were 2014, which was, arguably his best season as the Cowboys head coach. Dez caught it, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And then 2019 when they didn't bring him back. So that Mike McCarthy's kind of down on his luck in a contract year is a bit of bad luck that didn't play Garrett specifically. But you're right. I mean, if you were willing to bring Jason Garrett back after losing to Mike McCarthy in the divisional round of the playoffs, I mean, you know, what's to say you're not willing to bring Mike back? And to be fair, there's a low but still an existing sense of logic to doing that. I mean, because you're right, Jason. What, you're going to fire Mike McCarthy or not bring him back to hire Mike Vrabel or Jason Witten or whatever else you want to believe at this point in time? That just feels like standing still right now.
Well, that would be interesting, and I'm not even sure Mike Vrabel, but a guy that a former player. They seem to be having some success these days, unless you're Gerard Mayo. But there are some players out there that maybe that's the way it's going. And I'm not saying Jason Witten is the guy, but the first thing I would do, RJ, and Jerry's not going to do this. I don't think he will do this, but you're anchored to a quarterback for the next 4 years. I think he should have some input on whether you want to keep McCarthy or not. And I hope Jerry has a sense to at least go talk to that man about the future of this team.
You know what, Joe? People accuse you of a lot of things, but you are the most reasoned person associated with the radio station, because that is an incredible point. I mean, you can sit here and you can laugh and you cannot think highly of Dak Prescott, which has certainly been the case for you at many different points. But the reality of the situation is you are tied to him, and you should absolutely consult him on what he likes and what he would prefer. Now, there is a limit to that, you know, the value of that opinion. At the end of the day, he's still just a player, albeit the most important one on the roster. But what he wants and how he feels should absolutely matter. I felt that way after his rookie year. He was so fond of Mark Sanchez as his backup quarterback. And I said, do it. Like, if he likes Mark, then Mark should be around. But to that same point, Dak and everybody else want curtains up in the building, and we all know how that conversation goes.
RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com here on the Blitz. The idea that they won the game Sunday, and you could, again, there was some bad coaching in that game. What the hell happened to Zimmer's defense late in that game? On the second kickoff return for a touchdown, a well-coached team, that dude Thomas would have just slid down, taken a knee, and not scored that touchdown. A well-coached team, that's what happens. And while we're talking about giving Mike McCarthy an extension. You look at all of that win, I don't know what to make of it, because that was a crappy football game with a wild ending. In your mind, good game, bad game for the Dallas Cowboys?
I think it's probably a good game, just relative to context and relative to the moment. But you're right. I mean, even, you know, beyond everything that you said that is very fair, I mean, McCarthy, bro, we get it. You think the CeeDee Lamb jet sweep is going to unlock everything, and it's just not at this point in time. And so they keep swimming upstream that way. But I will say there is something impressive to a team that's able to survive the chaos that was the end of that game. I'm 100% with you, by the way, and maybe that makes me an old head now. I have no idea what Wanye Thomas is doing returning that kick. I miss me with, oh, you're lame, oh, it's cool, whatever. They had literally just given up a one-play touchdown drive. And so you can talk about probabilities being small, whatever. You go from a win probability of 99.9% to 100% if you just fall down right there. And so those are the margins that right now they're missing. And I don't know that's really what's been their problem all season. But I think right now, and I'm sorry to, again, the debonairly address James Pledger, I think the last 2 weeks they've played some teams that are kind of frauds, that are maybe not as good as everybody thinks they are. That's why they hung tough with the Texans before, everything blew open. That's why they were able to hang on and beat a bad Commanders team.
Well, you could say the same for the San Francisco 49ers as we sit here today, right? I mean, that was a game that before Dak was out, that they hung with the 49ers. So that could very well be true. And RJ, I mean, if there's no way they lose to the Giants on Thursday, right?
I mean, this is the Murphy's Law of Dallas Cowboys, right? Like what can go wrong will, and in the most spectacularly diabolical and embarrassed fashion. When you think they've hit rock bottom, they will find a way. And I know that, the NFL, it moves fast and you win a game and all of a sudden everything quiets down, rightfully so. I think that they'll win. I think they'll cover. I feel ridiculous feeling that way given the way they've played in this building. And it is a 3:30 kickoff, obviously, so that sun will be a factor and will be something that is talked about on the broadcast. But I do think that they win. And I think they win because I think their season is going to be like a lot of their games, and that they just get blown out and smoked to the point that they're so far behind they can't really win. But then they start that little comeback, and they make you feel like, holy crap, this is possible. And I tell you what, it's a long time between Thanksgiving and Monday Night Football of Week 14 the next time they play the game. And God willing, Jason Minnick won't be in the building to curse them that night. But, I mean,
dude,
but
were you not in the building when they lost last time?
My track record isn't as bad as yours. That's what
wait a minute. Now, for 3 years, they did not lose when I was in the building. This year, it's been bad. It's been bad for everybody that has gone to watch them in that building in 2024. Nobody has seen them win in that building this calendar year.
Yeah, but you're 4 in a row, and that includes the playoffs.
Well, all right, so is, I don't know, Jerry, Brad Sham.
Well, you can't do anything about that. We can keep you away.
Mike McCarthy. I mean, anybody with season tickets. I mean, nobody. And even the games that I wasn't there were just as ugly. So, no.
To answer the question, I do think that they win. And I think that, when we all back on Monday and hopefully everybody's put away their leftovers by that point, they've got their first batch of Christmas tamales going. I think that I can promise you this. If they win on Thursday, on Friday morning, I will have an article and a video up talking about their path to the playoffs, and we will have a rooting guide up at bloggingtheboys.com.
Well, and again, though, playoffs, one thing. But we talked about this when the schedule came out. Yeah, we've talked about it with you. We've talked about it on the Blitz. When you look at this schedule, I think all of us thought if they were 500 at the bye, none of us would be surprised. And getting into Thanksgiving, now losing to Atlanta and Houston kind of jacked some things up. But if they were about a 500 team getting into this stretch of weak teams, they would have a chance. The 5-game losing streak kind of takes playoffs out of the picture. They're not a playoff team. But can they finish the season on a high? They can, because the back half of the schedule a lot easier, although Tampa Bay proving to be a better team than I think a lot of people thought they would be coming in.
I agree that Tampa's better. I would offer that they did just lose 4 in a row before playing this moribund Giants team. So, yeah, that's some interesting context. But maybe this also makes me old. Maybe that's just where I'm at in life right now. But to hell with the draft position. Like I don't have a problem if somebody wants to root for the tank. That's up to you. I mean, you should be able to fan however you want. Nobody should have the authority to tell you what's right and what's wrong. But I tell you what, like, beyond the fact that, I was emotionally stirred during the craziness of Sunday afternoon, it's fun. We spend all year waiting for this time, for these moments. And I am also excited that CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons, that they were the people specifically who said, nah, hell no, we're not going out like this. We're going to stand taller. We're going to put up a fight, and we're going to take some people down with us at the very least. That is what you want to see from your franchise cornerstones, whether it's for Mike McCarthy next year or Jason Witten or Bill Belichick or Jason Minix if he manages to get a different spot for his season ticket appearances in AT&T Stadium.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see, right? Because, look, I think they win this game this week, but then I'll be honest with you, that Cincinnati team could put up 80 on that Cowboys secondary. I'm not kidding. I'm not saying the Bengals are that good, but that offense is solid, and it's going to be tough, and that could be another embarrassing home loss. You just don't know about this team, and if anybody thinks you trust them even to beat the Giants this week completely, I don't know. I don't know what you've been smoking.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think this Bengals team is sometimes you're not as good as your record says you are, or you're worse than your record says you are, whatever the case. I don't think the Bengals are quite as bad as their record says that they are. They've just, caught some unfortunate breaks. A lot of that is their fault, certainly, but you could totally see it going a bad way. That game is on the Simpsons alternate cast. Like, tell me you can't see a meme of, like, Cooper Rush as Homer Simpson, like, throwing a pick six or something like that, and that's just living on forever. So, the Bengals are probably the last team in this little run before the Eagles, obviously, that scares me the most. But, I mean, you could still lose 8 games. I'm not saying they can win every single one other than that, but for what it's worth, there are 5 teams since 2008 who were 4-7 or worse through 11 games and managed to reach the playoffs. Now, all 5 of them, including one from each of the last 2 years, including these Buccaneers, all 5 of them won their division, and it was a subpar, poor division, which allowed them to be a playoff team in general, and I don't think Dallas will be able to do that this year. But there is precedent, and like I said, on Friday morning, if they win on Thanksgiving Day, that precedent will be rather loud.
Bloggingtheboys.com. Wake up early Friday and read the Cowboys' path to the playoffs.
Path to the playoffs.
I mean, RJ's probably already written it.
He's writing it right now.
He is schedule sent that thing to post on Friday morning after the Cowboys get the win. RJ, we've been friends a long time. And I don't know if a lot of our listeners know, but you're back in college. You're taking online classes at the Cronkite School at Arizona State University. Technically classmates with my daughter, since she is also going to Arizona State. So today, it's cold. I put on an Arizona State half zip, and I'm getting destroyed in the comments because it looks like Washington colors. Which it's Arizona State. Do you deal with this? How do you deal with this with morons that think, because they can't apparently see the Sun Devil, they can't see Sparky on the shirt, they see the colors and think I've jumped ship. And if I were to ever jump ship, I promise you it wouldn't be to Washington.
Yeah, I feel a sense of awkwardness because the most popular Sun Devil uniform is the gold pants with the maroon jersey. So, I mean, they really look like Washington in that sense.
And I technically hate all teams with yellow pants. I prefer when they don't wear yellow pants.
Exactly. I'm with you. I think Washington's better look is with the white pants. That's well said and well-founded. I think that Kenny Dillingham is helping you out because I think in 2 weeks' time, when the Sun Devils are Big 12 champions, I think people will understand that the color scheme represents a winner and a proud winner, a positive winner, a legitimate winner in Arizona State, not in that loser team in our nation's capital. And so it is an exciting time. I will say this is also controversial. I don't know how well you were paying attention. I kind of am with Kenny Dillingham on the way he handled the end of that game against BYU with the weird, trying to run out the clock stuff. So it's a big week. Those loser Wildcats are going down, and then Arizona State's playing at AT&T Stadium for the Big 12 title. Please don't go to that game either.
Are you going to go to that game?
My family and I already have travel arrangements for that weekend, so I won't be able to. But I would have if not.
You can adjust. You're fine.
We'll see tonight, and obviously the college football playoffs going to change, 2 times over. But I will tell you this: if Arizona State is in Columbus for a playoff game, that will be very difficult to not go to. How often could you say you saw that in life? Never.
Well, it's never happened before, but I mean, you've never been to a game in Tempe.
That's what I'm saying. What a great way for my christening to go check it out in Columbus.
You should actually at one point walk on campus there as Arizona State and go get some incredible drinks at the many bars on Mill Street.
Yeah, but don't take your wife if you walk on campus. And certainly wear your sunglasses, my friend.
It is.
It's a beautiful campus, if you know what I mean.
It's a great time to be a Sun Devil and a horrible time to be a Wildcat. Any kind of Wildcat, honestly, playing the Sun Devils, given what happened to Kansas State a couple of weeks back. So, look, it's the best time of the year. It's the best week of the year, obviously, especially with the madness and the chaos that is college football these days. I told you both last year because I didn't know I was going to be on. Very grateful very thankful for your friendship, your mentorship, all your guidance and grace that you've provided me over the years. As you mentioned, Jason, I hope you and your families and your children have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you celebrate accordingly, eat some delicious food, and I hope you each take a very, very well-deserved nap because you work hard, and you tell your wife that I said that and that you deserve some time off.
Hey, RJ, I just want to say from the Blitz, tell your son happy birthday. Will you do that?
I will, yeah. It was a wonderful weekend. He had the nerve to be born like at the busiest time of my work year, and so it made this week a little bit intense to start. We had a great time. I can't believe he's 3 years old. You all told me that being a dad would be the best thing ever, and you were completely right. It is truly the best thing ever, and we had a great time celebrating him.
He's going to be a Cowboy fan, right?
Well, he's raised right.
He already is.
Already is. Okay.
He's being raised right.
I'm just saying sometimes they can go astray. And take a look at those Eagles or something else.
That kid likes to eat. He doesn't have an option.
Two things as I go. He has multiple sets of little mini helmets. Outside of the Cowboys, he has a favorite one that he likes to play with, and it is the Ravens. He feels called to the Ravens. But as his father, I have taught him not to call the Eagles helmet the Eagles. When he grabs it, in the cutest little 3-year-old voice now, he says, "Yucky."
Yucky.
Yeah.
You're raising them right. Raising them right. RJ Ochoa, bloggingtheboys.com. Happy Thanksgiving. Don't forget, people, Friday morning, RJ Ochoa will have the Cowboys road to the playoffs. Forks up, my friend.
Y'all have a good one.
Appreciate it.
Des caught it.
RJ Ochoa, yes, he did. On the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Interesting stuff. Thursday's going to be interesting. The Cowboys should whack the Giants, but something tells me it's going to be a hell of a lot closer than anybody thinks.
Well, the DeVito guy might not even play.
He may not play, which is bad for you.
He's hurt. Here's the problem with the Giants. Too many guys in that locker room used the S word following that game. Soft, which is the worst thing you could say to an athlete. So this week, you kind of expect them to not be soft.
And get plenty of Malik Neighbors ready because he was pissed, and he's going to get lots of targets.
Let's talk about it. Coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, Indy Kood will join us in about 35 minutes from right now. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast because, of course, you do it. You know the best thing to do is call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, somebody you work with, an employee, for stress-free bail bonds, the best call is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. Services nationwide. Up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at SASportsStar.com.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday at 3:30. It's the Cowboys' 58th straight Thanksgiving Day matchup as the boys welcome the New York Giants to Jerry World.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Can you dig it?
Come into any Ewald Kubota dealer and dig the savings on the full line of Kubota excavators. Like 0%, 0 down for 48 months. Plus, save up to $10,000 off. Come see us. Kubota deals are here. Kubota deals are now.
Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. Black Friday starts now. Trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Hurry into Verizon this Black Friday. Service plan required for Watch and Tablet. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tab when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win, and they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Ready, set, shop. The Black Friday sale at Ulta Beauty is on. Up to 50% off the best gifts now through November 30th. Shop Morphe eyeshadow palettes, hair tools like Chi, and MAC foundation and lippies. And ready for this? Starting Tuesday, November 26th, snag $12 mascaras from brands like Fenty and Tarte, plus $12 lippies from brands like NARS and Kylie Cosmetics. So don't wait. Head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
The holidays are picking up at the Home Depot, and so are the savings. Don't miss store-wide doorbuster deals starting Friday at 6 a.m. in-store only. Get top-of-your-list quality gifts at our lowest prices of the year, like a Ryobi 1+2 toolkit, only $79.88. Or go all out with festive decor, like the 2.5-foot LED elf Minion Stewart, a team player in any holiday display, for only $39.98. Don't miss doorbuster deals coming soon to the Home Depot. Starts November 29th while supplies last.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up, it's golf.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said on his radio show this morning, 105.3 The Fan, that an extension for head coach Mike McCarthy, not out of the question. Of course, McCarthy is in the final year of his contract. Former Texas head coach Mack Brown has been fired as the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. Brown will coach, however, their season finale against North Carolina State this weekend. And the Spurs back at it in Utah against the Jazz. No Devin Vassell.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio.
No way, dude. I think we've got all of that out, although I think Maggie was going back today for some stuff. But today, tomorrow.
My wife went to Sam's today.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For you.
Well, I appreciate her for that. It's awfully nice of her. Wasn't just for me, I hope.
Just for you.
Just for me, yeah. Uh-huh. Well, she's nice like that.
She is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she needed something too, but I mentioned to her yesterday, hey, next time you go, Reinagel said he needs some. So,
yeah.
All right, well, I'll go tomorrow.
Oh.
So were you going anyway? No. But she had to go at some point before this weekend. So.
Well, you might. I would think today might be a little less.
Better than tomorrow.
Busy than tomorrow, yeah. Interesting.
Maybe.
Well, that's what the folks at Tri-County said when I talked to the Godfather.
Yeah?
He said to come on Monday because Tuesday, Wednesday are going to be busy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Which is good, especially if you when he says the Godfather at Tri-County Meat Market, talking about Joe Herring.
Joe Herring, yeah.
Joe.
He's Godfather of Tri-County.
Big Joe.
Big Joe.
Big Joe.
Yes.
In fact, if you're in there when you get your turkey, and if you see the Godfather in there, although he seems to be working more now in retirement than before, but by that seasoning, get him to autograph that bottle for you, man. He gets a kick out of that.
He'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah, I don't know about that. And if you're doing some grilling this weekend, especially your birds, if you cook your bird outdoors, I don't want any bird from the oven photos. But make sure you upload those photos to sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page, for your chance to win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
You know, I'm not doing that, but I do want to do that at some point in time. Although, you know, turkey is one of those things that you don't have all that often. And I've done a beer can chicken, but I'd like to do a big bird. Maybe next Thanksgiving I'll do that.
You're assigned brisket for your family Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And that's not, apparently, brisket and green bean casserole.
That's it.
That's what you're allowed to make.
Yes. Yes. And I can't wait.
And turkey, although I'm going to do Cornish game hens on the Traeger on Friday.
All right.
So.
With stuffing.
With stuffing.
Yeah.
Absolutely with stuffing. It's the only way to do it.
Just keep them separated.
You don't want to keep them separated. You want the turkey a part of that stuffing. Otherwise, you just open up a can of stovetop, and
there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, it's better if it's from the bird. It's better if it's been in the bird.
Yeah.
Joe.
Well, take a picture of that. I want to see your Cornish hens pooping everywhere.
Well, I mean, as long as it's pooping stuffing.
Yes,
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
That's what it is.
I mean, they're baby chickens, so it kind of looks like baby poop. Kind of.
Then add some gravy on that, and it
see?
really.
Oh, yeah, see?
A little runny poopy.
Yeah. Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Speaking of the runs.
Yes.
Brent Venables celebrated that big Oklahoma win over Alabama by going to Taco Bell.
He took his daughters to Taco Bell. They spent $94. Wow. How the hell do you spend $94 in Taco Bell?
You drank a whole lot of beer before you went and ordered everything on the menu?
Well, I guess, apparently, but I don't know. You just beat Alabama.
Yeah?
You've had a horrible season.
Yeah.
And you go to Taco Bell.
Well, what's wrong with that?
To celebrate? I mean,
who was it? Joe Flacco went to McDonald's?
I don't know.
Was it after the Super Bowl or after he signed a ridiculous contract?
It just seemed kind of weird to me that you would go to take your daughters to Taco Bell and spend $94.
Dumb question. How old are the daughters?
I didn't see that.
All
I
right.
don't know.
I mean, hey, kids, where do you want to go? Taco Bell? All right, let's go.
$94? You got to buy everything on the menu for $94.
How many daughters?
2.
2 daughters. Anybody else eating?
That's all I saw from the article was just him and his daughters.
That's $94.
$94. That's a lot. And because I will say one thing about Taco Bell, it's not overly expensive, right? You can get a lot of food for relatively cheap.
And I'm trying to think how many places are open in Norman. After that, after the game is over, you're celebrating. Does he have a lot of options? So maybe Taco Bell was open.
Could be.
You could get the. I don't know. 95. Look, you're hungry. It's what you want. Let's go. It's kind of weird because you would think, I don't know, guy makes a couple $1 million or more a year, I'd imagine. Probably has a cook, man. I want to go home and you call the chef and say, dude, I want some tomahawks when I get home. Something.
He doesn't have a chef.
You don't know that.
Oh, my gosh. Dude lives in Oklahoma, for goodness sake.
You don't think they don't have chefs in Oklahoma?
I'm sure they have chefs in Oklahoma, but
You don't think the Oklahoma Sooners has some guy that cooks food? I mean, hell, we were talking to Jeff Traylor yesterday, and he said, well, I was having a meeting with the nutritionist.
Yes.
Right? I mean, I'm sure if Jeff Traylor wanted to celebrate a big win, he could call somebody, and a meal would magically appear. He doesn't have to go to the drive-thru. Now, I can tell you how you could spend $94 pretty easily at the drive-thru. It wasn't Taco Bell. I'm trying to think, for my personal experience, a ridiculous drive-thru order. And it might have been Palenque on Blanco. Uber guy's taking us home. And I tell the Uber guy and ask him, can we stop? Get whatever you want. And I swear that guy ordered for his entire family. I didn't care.
Smart guy.
But it was like $100.
Smart guy.
I mean, that guy ordered all kinds of things.
You did say, get whatever you want.
Get whatever you want. I did. And I didn't care because he got me home safe.
So next time you should say, get whatever you want, not whatever your family wants.
Yes. Although, because I tend to do that. And I'll buy your dinner, whatever. Nobody else has taken advantage of it like that one guy did. Because I swear he ordered like 5 whole meals. I mean, he had a whole drink container in the front seat that were his.
Wow.
I mean, I thought I was with James Pledger for a minute. It was insane.
Well, hey, props to that guy. He saw an opening. He took it.
He did. He did. I didn't care. I didn't care.
Good for you.
So, interesting story in Pro Football Talk.
Uh-huh.
Zach Taylor hopes the return of ping pong tables in the locker room will create energy and competitiveness. My question is, when did ping pong tables leave the locker room?
Well, they remodeled, apparently, about 2 years ago. And when they remodeled and revamped everything, they took the ping pong tables out, and they haven't been back. So the Cincinnati Bengals head coach, Zach Taylor, decided that, his team needed something for togetherness and competitiveness. And so he put the ping pong tables back in. Isn't that nice of him?
That is nice of him.
So we'll see if they win this week.
Well, we'll see. And, of course,
if it makes any difference.
And then the Monday night game against the Cowboys. We'll see how well that goes.
Well, the Bengals have the Steelers this weekend. A big game obviously for both teams, but for Cincinnati, they may already be out of it, but another loss, they're toast.
The NFL is now saying they anticipate all stadiums will have boundary cameras by the end of the calendar year. why they don't have them all now is beyond.
Well, I think there's about 25 stadiums that do out of the 32, right? I think. So they're getting there. And I don't know why they don't either. There's a lot of things that they need that they don't have. But I was happy to see that headline.
You know, it makes no sense. And look, there's going to be all kinds of stuff on sale this week between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. The NFL can get cameras and get them on all over pylon cams. It's amazing for bigger games, all the extra cameras. They should be in every stadium to where you have those down the line, down every line. It is maddening when you watch a game and say, that's the best angle we got.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Yeah, in today's times, right, there should be a camera angle for everything. There should never be a shot without you seeing what happened and whether it's a catch or not, whether the guy stepped out of bounds or not. I mean, that just shouldn't happen ever in the NFL.
Let's talk about Baker Mayfield. He's in the news for a couple of things. We'll start with the funny. Because, you know, when they beat the hell out of the Giants this week, Baker scored that rushing touchdown, and he mocked Tommy DeVito and his touchdown celebration. Or did he mock?
Yeah, I don't think Baker
didn't call it a mock.
The DeVito celebration, is that
Tribute to Tommy, yeah.
Ah.
He's a good dude. He's got swag.
Yeah, who came up with that?
Oh, I have no idea. I just see him do it.
No, but whose idea was it for you to do that? And when did you know you were going to do it?
Most of the times I don't know what I'm going to do, so there's spontaneous stuff.
That was just spontaneous? That was not planned? I mean, even your teammates got into it, too.
Yeah, New York fans love Tommy here and give him something they like.
Are you Italian by any chance or no?
I haven't done a 23andMe, but I don't know.
What a great answer.
That's great. I mean, and that reporter seemed really upset by that whole thing.
She's Italian.
I guess.
Maybe. I don't know. It wasn't mocking. It was a tribute.
Yeah, according to him.
A tribute.
Love
Whatever.
That. Yeah.
Love that. He might, the 23andMe joke, he actually filed lawsuit today, Baker Mayfield did, suing his father and his father's company for $12 million.
Wow.
So apparently his father's company took improperly more than $12 million from Baker Mayfield, never repaid him over the course of 5 years. Lawsuit filed by Mayfield, his wife, and the couple's company, because apparently they had an agreement that the father was going to start to repay, or the company was, and refinance some loans and free up some money, and they haven't done any of that. So he's trying to get $12 million from Dad, and Dad's not wanting to pay him. So now he's suing Dad and Dad's company for $12 million. Could make Thanksgiving awkward.
Yeah, I think that probably won't be a topic of discussion, or their Thanksgiving together. That's odd, though, and sad in a lot of ways, right? Where you've got family members at odds like that, and you have to sue. Because, I mean, he's certainly not the first one that has sued a family member when it comes to stuff like that. But that's really sad.
It is in so many ways. Mayfield seeking no less than $11.74 million plus pre and post judgment interest costs, attorney fees, and other relief the court deems just and proper. Rich kid from Lake Travis, and Dad can't pony up $12 million he took from him.
Well, it's interesting, right? I mean, I don't know what his dad does, what company he has, but they must not be doing all that great. They needed $12 million in the first place.
Well, needed, or it was there. Mayfield's attorneys allege that Camwood Capital Management Group improperly took $12 million. Sounds like they manage people's money.
Well, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Talk about poorly managed teams. Let's talk about Jerry Jones and the Cowboys and what he is saying about Mike McCarthy and what Mike McCarthy is saying about what Jerry Jones had to say today. We'll get into that coming up here on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Howdy, Aggies. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of '98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 in Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your bar, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown, and he throws a block, and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare and you want out, you need to get the facts. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshares permanently, and he may be able to help you too. Call right now, and Chuck will send you a timeshare exit information guide for free. It explains how your timeshare works and all your options for cancellation. You want to call 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on this Thanksgiving Eve. On Thanksgiving Eve, tomorrow, Blitz will be live at the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road on what is typically a big party night.
It usually is, right?
A lot of family comes in, kids getting home from college, looking for a place to go. Come hang out with us. Bring the family.
Absolutely. Going to be a lot of fun. And, well, gosh, I mean, it always is, whether it's a Rue Pub, Angry Elephant. But we're kind of pre-gaming a little early for that big game on Saturday.
Can you pregame early for that game?
Yes.
No.
Of course you can.
You can't pregame too early.
Why not?
I think we're saying the same thing. We're pregaming early.
Yes.
Yes, we're getting the party started now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes. You can't pregame too much for this one.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, so
right.
And we're not working Thursday, and we're not working Friday. Friday we get kind of a free day because, there's NFL football on Friday.
Yes.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Right in the middle of our show.
Kansas City and the Raiders, right? I believe that's who it is. Yeah. Awesome.
It's going to be fun.
Yes, it is.
So this morning, Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan was asked about the future of Mike McCarthy. And Jerry kind of insinuates that, why do you guys think I'm going to fire this guy? Why do you think that I'm not going to re-sign this guy?
Well, I don't think that's crazy at all. That's not crazy. And listen, Mike McCarthy is an outstanding coach. I was listening to the game last night, watching it, and Aikman was talking about it, and he's reiterated that several times publicly. This Super Bowl winning coach. And Mike McCarthy has been there, done that. He's got great ideas. So bottom line is that in no place in my body language or anything else have you seen indications about what we're going to be doing relative to this staff at the end of this year. And we shouldn't. We got a lot of football left.
Other than not giving him an extension to start the season. Other than that, I've seen nothing.
Well, it's so bizarre. And again, based on Jason Garrett, I could see where Jerry Jones does not hold Mike McCarthy accountable for all the injuries that they've dealt with and sign him again. I don't want that to happen. Now, if I'm Mike McCarthy, I hear that this morning, and I call my agent and say, can we get an extension done before lunch? Although Mike McCarthy today said they're not even talking.
Why are you laughing? I mean, crazy. I mean,
this is us that we're still talking about this, and here we are in late November, about your future and that kind of thing.
well, I mean, I really haven't talked about it all year, so I mean, definitely not going to start on a short week in an important division game. But I'm not going to throw away positive vibes either. So I'll keep them coming. But that's all good. But no, yeah, that's not something I'm really focused on.
And I believe him when he says that. I mean, Mike McCarthy's a pro. He's been a coach. He knows how it works. And I think to get an extension, you're going to need to go on a winning streak and do something, and it all starts Thursday against the Giants.
It does, although I believe him. He might not be talking to Jerry, but what about his agent? And the other question, does Mike McCarthy want an extension? And I say that. Everybody that you listen to, whether it was Troy Aikman during the Monday night broadcast last night, Cowboys come up, Troy says something, Jerry's ears perk up because there's a handful of people in this world that I think Jerry listens to, and Troy is one of them. But you listen to the people on ESPN, the different talking heads, Mike McCarthy is a good football coach. He just didn't forget how to coach this year. And I do think if he were to get not retained by the Cowboys, because he wouldn't be fired, his contract would run out and his key card wouldn't work when he came back to the Star, right?
Uh-huh.
Somebody would hire him. There's going to be a lot of openings this year. And you almost wonder if Mike McCarthy and his agent aren't looking for where else they might try to end up. And again, if Mike McCarthy wants to coach, and I think he does, that would be the smart thing to do. Is right now you don't know what you've got where you currently are, so you've got to start planting the seeds for your next job.
Yeah.
Where and who does he want to work? What relationships does he have, and are there openings at those places?
Well, I would assume there's going to be, because we're counting 6, 7 job openings perhaps, and of course I'm counting the Cowboys in that count as well. But look, McCarthy's fine. I just think we criticize Dak Prescott. We criticize quarterbacks. Whether you like it or not, whether it's fair or not, it's the way that it is. And head coaches are graded on playoff wins. And Mike McCarthy, albeit great regular seasons, he doesn't have the playoff wins. And there hasn't been any playoff success under him in his time in Dallas. And I think all of those things, and whether Jerry thinks that way or not, but to me, look, you got to move. I mean, you keep telling me, and rightly so, Jerry's getting old. So, you got to sign your quarterback, you got to sign this guy, you got to do this. Well, hey, McCarthy's not getting it done. How much longer do you ride with him?
It's a great question. And again, same point. Do you want to start over? And Jerry's not getting old. He is old.
He is old,
and
yes.
at this point, I know that man wants to win before he's dead. He wants another Super Bowl before he's not on this earth. Do you start over? And those are questions that, Jerry has to decide for himself. Pledge says, what if he goes to the Giants? I don't know.
Belichick's ending up there.
Well, what about the Jets? He could reunite with Aaron Rodgers.
Gosh, yeah, that'd be great. Aaron Rodgers ain't going to be there either.
Well, I mean, you never know. They're going to have a new GM. They're going to have a new coach.
Well, they're just stupid then.
Well,
because Aaron Rodgers is a bum.
I mean, they hired Mike Tannenbaum to be the consultant.
They
hired a media consultant. They hired a guy that was the general manager there, and they fired to help hire the next general manager.
Because Aaron Rodgers wanted it that way.
Again.
Aaron Rodgers' odor is reeking throughout the Jets building.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to put him. They're going to put him on IR and just let him go away. This guy he's done with the New York Jets, and I don't see anybody else signing this guy. He's a cancer. He pure and simple.
You were watching the interview today with Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
I mean, he said that he's never said he doesn't want to be a Jet. He also said he wouldn't go on IR without a real injury. And then kind of really avoided the reports that he's avoided all the scans and MRIs that could put him on the injury report. Interesting dude.
What a great guy. Aaron Rodgers. Doing it for the team.
I think he's a bum. I mean, he hasn't decided if he wants to play next year, but the Jets would be his top choice.
Well,
yeah.
I'd be shocked if he's back with the Jets.
Again, it depends on the new GM.
Shocked.
Depends on the new coach.
Shocked.
Indy Kood will join us next.
I'd rather Indy play quarterback.
Can he even throw a football?
I have no idea.
We'll ask him. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Thanksgiving season is the best. That's right, Mr. Turkey. Everyone loves this time of year. Just like Connecticut water softener customers love their Connecticut. Definitely. A Connecticut water softener is the best in the business. Yes, it does keep your feathers soft. Yes, your waddle smooth. And your wings, nah, those things are pretty useless. The Connecticut is a much different water softener compared to the other brands. There's no computer, nothing to plug in, and it runs on kinetic energy. You said it.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months and $400 when you trade in your old water softener.
Mr. Turkey, you're pretty calm considering, you know. Well, on Thanksgiving, we eat turkey.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has over 19 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small, loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Stack up the savings with deals all month. Get up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, take an additional 10% off when you buy select major appliances. And don't wait to save on string lights, starting at just $2.98 for 100 count. Shop these deals in-store or online now, because Lowe's knows deals. Appliances valid 11/6 to 12/4. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items. String lights valid 11/21 through 12/4 while supplies last.
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine and More, find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore.
With curbside pickup and delivery available and the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Harbor Freight knows tool people like to keep busy. But with our Black Friday sale coming up Thanksgiving weekend, you'll want to free up some time. We're talking deals like our 5,000-watt generators under $800, 17-foot ladders for $99.99, and 40% off Icon Pro socket sets. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 12/2/24 while supplies last. Limitations apply.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the propane tank on your grill first before hosting a tailgate.
Let's fire up. Here, let me try. Seriously? You didn't check the propane? Who wants chips?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Salt and vinegar?
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
What's up? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Always great to talk to our good friend, San Antonio Sports Hall of Famer, Houston Texans legend, Indy Kood, joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Indy, appreciate you joining us. I want to start with, what conversation were you having with James Pledger before the segment started? I mean, just seeing him through the glass, it looked like a rather intense conversation.
He was trying to walk me, back to some normalcy and not feeling so down about what's going on with our Texans losing to the Titans. So he was like, the what's it called when you're on the couch laying down and just
therapy.
Yeah, therapy session. Why I forgot that word, I have no idea. But yes, he was my therapist for this afternoon.
Are you talking? Is he talking you down, or are you talking him down? I'm not sure, because that guy's beside himself. Hell, he doesn't even know how to dress this week.
Oh, it's a little bit of both. We're kind of helping each other out. What do you mean dress? Like, what are you talking about, the way he dresses? Please tell me he's not wearing any pink or what these millennials are wearing nowadays. Why are you talking about?
Not only has he got on pink shorts, my friend, he's also got a purple sleeveless hoodie T-shirt with a shirt underneath it, and his tights underneath his pink shorts with socks coming up damn near to his knees that have some sort of writing on them.
Did he lose a bet? Is it because the Titans won? No, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm trying to picture what you're telling me.
No, that's just
hang
James
on,
Pledger.
I'll send you a picture real quick.
Yeah, that's Pledger. Well, you wear tights, don't you, Indy?
Yeah, under my football pants where no one else can see him.
Yeah. Now, Pledge is a 43-year-old man that woke up this morning and got dressed and said, damn, I look good, and he left the house.
Hold on. I'm opening up what you sent me right now. Good God, Pledge, what are you doing?
If your son walked downstairs wearing that, what would you do?
I would go upstairs and throw him downstairs and then take him back upstairs so we could. Yeah, you know what, Pledge? That's because of the loss. He dressed the way the Texans played. So you know what? I get what he's doing. That's how he's getting over it. Now I didn't realize he looks a lot younger than 43. So I'll give him some props right there.
All right. Well, he dresses. This is not out of the ordinary, really. I mean, to be honest with you,
it's a stretch for him. But this is what you call a birth control outfit because there's no way he's taking anybody home from the bar dressed like that.
Or a pedophile outfit because he's taking somebody home, but she's not old enough to be at the bar.
Wow.
Yeah, if you see that dude walking around at school, look out. Go the other way. Indeed.
Even R. Kelly feels uncomfortable around this outfit.
Oh my goodness. Indy, speaking of uncomfortable, what's wrong with CJ Stroud?
Consistency. Because there are plays where I say not too many guys can make that throw, and unfortunately, now there are plays where I say not too many guys would have even tried to make that throw, and it resulted in an interception. So I think it's consistency, but I'm not giving him a pass. But it's similar to Brett Favre, where you have to take the good with the bad, because there was a it wasn't a touchdown, forgive me, but there was a first down pass where he threw it over the linebacker in between two defenders, and only Nico Collins could catch that ball. And it was one of those deals where if it was tipped and intercepted, you would have said that's a bad ball. But because it was so accurate, it was a great throw, great catch. So you have to know somebody that has the confidence to make those passes. They're also going to make some errant passes where you're saying, why'd you do that? And it just reminds me of Brett Favre, but you just have to have more of the positive plays. But I feel like this year, more so than last year, he's getting a little too comfortable, and he's taking too many chances, and it's resulting in more interceptions.
Indy Kood joining us here on the Blitz. And not every quarterback is judged the same, but sophomore slump, whatever you want to call it. We had a dude yesterday call the show and said you got to blame everything on Bobby Slowick. This is a guy that should not be calling plays. Keep in mind, last year, Bobby Slowick was one of the top offensive coordinators and in line for a bunch of head coaching jobs, and this year Texans fans want him run out of the building. Is it play calling, offensive line play? How much of this responsibility is on CJ's shoulders, and how much of it is he's doing the best he can with what he has to work with?
No, look, here's the thing. We keep preaching that this is the ultimate team sport, and I'm guilty of it. I think football is the ultimate team sport, the good with the bad. When you talk about the deficiencies of the offense, obviously it's so easy. You look at the offensive line. I mean, Shaq Mason is a guy that I've done a podcast with. I've always liked him, but he's not having his best season. It's evident when you turn on the film. I just mentioned there's some plays that CJ would probably want to have back as far as the passes and not knowing what he was thinking. Then when you look at Bobby Slowick, you nailed it, Jason. Last year, I remember during the offseason last year, Houston fans were nervous because they thought some other team was going to bring him in as a head coach, and they were just like, oh, man, we got to figure out a way to keep him. And now, if they fire him today, which I don't think they should, they would have a parade and be excited. So to answer your question, it's not just one. I think it's a team effort with the way the offense is failing right now, especially in the second half. I mean, their lack of productivity, especially when it comes to scoring in the second half, fourth quarter, it's concerning if you want to do anything in the play. Now it's to the point where we got to talk about if they make the playoffs. I know they have a 2-game lead over the Colts, but I mean, the way they're playing now, hell, I don't know what's going to happen when they play the Jacksonville Jaguars this week.
Yeah, and you would think that would be a gimme, but you just never know. And when I look at the stats, Indy, is what's concerning. I mean, Will Levis put up 278 yards on that secondary, a couple of touchdowns. Tony Pollard, 119 yards. So it's not just the offense. The defense didn't play well either against Tennessee.
They didn't play well. I mean, anytime you give up 32 points, you can argue that you didn't play well. But I mean, 8 sacks, 3 turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's tough to sit there and yell at the defense for not taking care of their job. But you're right. Every NFL team that I've played with and played for, one of your goals, you have multiple goals going into each game, and it's always to hold your opponent to 17 or less points. So the fact that they damn near doubled up on that, you're right. They could definitely improve. To give up 119 yards to Tony Pollard, and he only had one other game where he had 100-plus yards, and that was against New England, which is a very, very poor defense right now. Yeah, they had some issues on the defensive side of the ball as well. So, yeah, it's a team effort when you talk about this collapse over the last 4 games.
Well, and you look at it as we visit with Indy Kood here on the Blitz 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. I think what we've seen here from Houston as of late, they're good, but they're not a great team. I mean, they're a team that's going to get in the postseason, but the idea of them making a run the way they are playing right now, not likely. Texans fans shouldn't book hotel rooms in New Orleans. But are they in a position where they could turn it around and find some of the magic they had last year during CJ's rookie year?
Absolutely. I mean, the parity in this league is part of what makes the NFL the greatest league in the world, in my opinion. And I would say this. If I was a Detroit fan right now, I would be a little bit nervous that things are going too well, that you're peaking too early. As a player, I never bought into that. As a fan, being on the outside looking in, I think there's something to that. With the Texans, I still think you can improve and understand what your weaknesses are, understand the mistakes. A lot of it's mistakes. I mean, Chig Okonkwo, the tight end for the Tennessee Titans, I mean, that 70-yard touchdown, that was busted coverage, poor angles. Like, it's things that you can make sure that they don't happen again in the season. Shaq Mason pulling on a pass play, and the defender, I can't remember if it was Jeffrey Simmons or Sweat, when they hit CJ untouched. Like, that's something your offensive coordinator can improve on. Like, I see things that you can improve. Laramie Tunsil, somebody has to finally sit him down and say, look, we know you're the best offensive lineman in the division, but you've got to do something about these penalties. Like, those are things you can improve. So I think there can be a scenario, and it's not too far out of the realm, where this team makes those improvements and they're peaking at the right time. If they could beat Miami, if they could beat Kansas City late in the regular season, then you can roll into the playoffs, confident and hitting on all cylinders.
Indy, I want to ask you a question because obviously Joe Mixon didn't rush for a lot of yards against Tennessee. Are you seeing defenses now stacking the box, forcing the issue for C.J. Stroud?
I do see that, not for C.J. Stroud, for Joe Mixon.
Well, yeah, but putting the game in C.J.'s hands.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Saying, look, we know he had a good rookie year. This Joe Mixon guy. I mean, Joe Mixon's having a Pro Bowl year. Obviously, he didn't have a Pro Bowl game. But let's also give credit where credit's due. I love watching interior defensive line play, and Tennessee has 2 of the best, with especially when you combine, Jeffrey Simmons and T'Vondre Sweat. T'Vondre Sweat, 360-plus pounds. If they say that you're 360 pounds on an NFL roster, you're probably closer to 380. So this is a huge human being who can move. And then Jeffrey Simmons is what we call a dog. I mean, he's a beast in the middle. So I think part of it was that those two guys were just clogging up the A to B gaps on both sides, and teams are saying, you know what, let's stop Joe Mixon and let's make this young buck C.J. Stroud beat us with his arm.
Well, and again, and confusing him with some coverages, it appears, at least watching it and trying to figure out where was the magic that we saw last year and seeing this year. And again, I know there's reasons and excuses, but he's not having the same level of success. I appreciate him saying he's not playing up to his standard. So what does C.J. Stroud have to do to get back to playing his standard? I mean, my goodness, this guy pulled an Orlovsky the other day, which ended any hope for the Houston Texans.
He just has to. I mean, I don't even know what I would tell him as far as what he has to do. He just has to keep plugging away. As bad as this season is compared to last year he had a historic run. And I don't know if I'm forgetting somebody, but I thought last year as a rookie, he had the best rookie season as a quarterback that I've seen since Cam Newton. And Cam Newton had that historic rookie season. So I know going into this season, and people were a little bit upset, like, oh, you're lowering the standard. My thought going into this season was, hey, if he could just do what he did last year, that'll be good. And now we're hoping he could get back to where he was last year as a rookie. But, I mean, he's still a good quarterback. He's still a top-tier quarterback. If you're starting a team today, I would think that he's still one of the top 5 guys you would draft first, even with some of the issues he's having. 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, nothing to write home about. But for a second-year guy still learning the game, I'm still confident that he's going to continue to grow into being a franchise quarterback.
Well, Indy, you've seen this, right? You get a guy that comes out, he's a rookie sensation, and then second year struggles a little bit. Is that a real thing? And defensive coordinators kind of have an inside once you have some tape and some film on somebody that they can make those adjustments?
I used to deny it, Joe. I used to say, oh, that's stupid. These defensive coordinators, they'll figure it out after three games. But I think there's something to it. I think there's a little bit more to it when you have an entire season of film on a guy like C.J. Stroud. And even though he had only 5 interceptions as a rookie, these defensive coordinators, not even just the defensive coordinators, these linebackers, these safeties, they're smart. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some of those guys go back, it's only 5, and say, okay, let me look at every single interception, see if there's some kind of trend there, and then I'm going to do it. Whether it's the safety looking the quarterback off, we always talk about quarterbacks looking off defensive players. Safeties, they play mind tricks too, where they're looking a certain way, trying to bait a quarterback to throw. So there could be something there that they've seen on film, and they're taking advantage of it. And also, again, the offensive line play, especially for pass blocking, compared to last year, it's been so much worse. So now he's throwing under pressure. He's not as confident in the pocket. So there are multiple things, but I do believe that there is something to having a full season of film on somebody who had a successful rookie year.
Indy Kood joining us here on the Blitz, our Texans insider. I guess really the most important question this week, Indy. What's the main thing on Thursday for you guys at the Kood house, and what's the one thing you don't want anything to do with food-wise?
Ooh. The main thing is called jollof rice. It's a Nigerian dish with like peppers, different stew and seasoning on the rice. So my mom always brings, and I know it's not the traditional Christopher Columbus Thanksgiving meal, but that's the
You're
great
not
thing
doing
about
a turkey
this.
on the Traeger? Well, come on, Indy.
Oh no, we're definitely doing a turkey. Don't get me wrong. We're doing the turkey, but for me, I just like all the sides. Like besides the turkey wings, I know this is probably an unpopular statement. I think turkey's a little overrated.
Not a little. I mean, there's a reason we have it once a year.
Yes.
Oh, good. So you agree with me?
Yes.
Outside of the turkey wing, but I do love the sides. I mean, everybody from the family kind of brings in their own thing. Well, we have the Mexican corn, with the mayo and the seasoning. I love that. No San Antonio flavor. But yeah, they saved me the wing and the neck bone, but you could have the rest of that turkey.
Yeah, green bean casserole guy, Indy?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Well,
Good.
You know what? I'm going to have to bring you some because you'll love it. You'll fall in love with it, my friend.
Green bean casserole.
Yes.
That sounds so bland and stereotypical.
What stereotype? White? Of course Ryan Eagle's going to do that. Little green beans with cream of mushroom soup. Let's go.
Yeah. Look, going to Rice, I consider a lot of white guys my brother from another mother. And sometimes when I go eat there, I'm pouring salt and pepper on the food, and they're like, "Man, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" Like, and that green bean casserole sounds like I'm gonna have to put some Louisiana hot sauce and all kind of things on it.
Well, I got a secret ingredient that kind of lights it up a little bit. I'm telling you, Indy, you gotta take a bite before you just say the heck with it.
I'm not a green bean casserole guy. I'm not, well, one, it's green. I'm not a vegetable guy, but Joe's like, it's delicious. You never say, you know what? I'm going to go home and have a ribeye and green bean casserole. You have green bean casserole once a year, and it's on Thursday. It ain't delicious.
Have you tasted it, Jason?
No, but not his. But I've had green bean casserole before. Not a fan. And like you said, it's bland, and it is just a way to dress up green beans.
Bad
it ain't.
chefs.
Yeah.
Bad chefs. That's
bad
all.
chefs.
Yeah.
Calling my mom a bad chef. Did
Bad
you hear
chefs. Yes.
Yeah.
Joe, how can you not bring some to the studio so at least they can vouch for you?
Well, you know
like,
what?
how have you not brought it?
I think that's a great idea, Indy, and I will bring some to the station.
It might be good, but it's not delicious, and you do it once a year. It can't be that good.
What's the difference between good and delicious?
You can eat it once a year.
Well, it's because
if it were delicious, you would have it all the time.
It's a special occasion dish.
It's like turkey. People that love turkey can have turkey in July. Nobody does because it's.
Well, every now and then I'll have some turkey in July.
What? A frozen dinner?
No.
A Subway?
A little turkey in July. Never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
You know what? We should do steaks for that. For some reason, steaks feel more American than anything else. Shouldn't we have a nice bloody raw steak on Thanksgiving moving forward?
I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah, man.
I am making a brisket, Indy.
Oh, nice. I could do that.
Yeah, brisket, tomahawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do. I'm not doing a turkey at my house. I'm not a fan.
He's doing a Cornish hen.
A Cornish game hen on Friday.
What the hell's the difference? One's a gamer and one's not? What the
I don't know. It's baby chickens. I don't know. But they can't put baby chicken on the label. Nobody would buy it. So they call it Cornish game hens. That sounds fancy.
That's funny. I've had duck. I've had duck before, and I never thought I would. I like duck because it's a little juicy. The white meat is juicier than like the turkey's white meat, and maybe it's just the preparer, but I don't like dry meat.
I'm with you.
I'm very curious about the Nigerian rice dish that your mom is doing. I wouldn't be opposed if she stopped off at the radio station and dropped some off before she goes down to Houston.
I might. Well, no, she lives in Houston now.
Ah.
Yeah, she had to get out of cowboy country. So I might be in San Antonio on some business after Thanksgiving. I promise I will freeze it. And I will bring some by so y'all can check it out. And Jason, I follow you on Twitter. Not Twitter. What's the other one? Instagram.
Yeah.
And I know you're big into like eating and trying new things. So I'll bring some for you.
Yeah.
I'll have some casserole for you, Indy.
Cool. And Pledge, once you have tell Pledge once he has Nigerian food, he'll never put pink shorts on again. Only manly colors, black and blue and white.
So you're saying Pledge doesn't look all manly today?
No, I'm giving him a hard time because I like him.
But
he doesn't look manly today. So I mean, we can say that. It's safe to say.
Yeah, we're all friends here. We can question him. What the hell is that, Pledge?
No, it's the world getting to him. Look, it all started, I don't know if y'all remember, like back when I was in college, late 90s, they try to introduce pink to real men, and I never bought into it. And now, like, that's the least of our concerns, guys wearing pink.
Yeah, it's a good point. But I think you're a decade off. I think, remember, late 80s, they had the Ocean Pacific and pink shorts and
the polos, right?
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say much. In high school, I had a magenta VW Bug.
The hell's magenta?
Bright pink. I mean, that car glowed in the dark. I mean, it was sharp, but, because that was the trend back then.
No, that was never the trend.
That was the trend back then. It was
a pink bug for a man. No.
Oh yeah, no, that was big.
Yeah,
that
for
was
girls.
No, not for girls, for dudes. That was you go to all the bug car shows. I won car shows with that thing. It was fantastic.
Who was the judge? Diddy?
He went around then, but yeah, it's possible. Dude, I sold that car at a car show. Dude walked up and gave me $20,000 for it.
Wow.
Gone.
Yeah. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take it.
Who is it, Richard Simmons?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And of course, I'm talking to Indy, who's telling me one day on the phone he's got this classic car, and I'm just thinking, oh, man, what do you have, like a 67 Vet or Mustang? No, it's like an 1883 Ford F-150.
No, it's a 94.
Same thing. It's just an old truck, not a classic.
I'm still working on it. By the time I'm done with it, it will be a classic.
By the time you're done with it, you're just going to trade it in. They can pick and pull. Good stuff. ND, happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Man, happy Thanksgiving to all of y'all. I'm so thankful for these days I get to chop it up with y'all, so I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. The great Indy Kood on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Always fun with Indy.
Always. Good people.
Yep.
Good people. You know, Thursday, Cowboys game, Rue Pub's going to be open, and you're probably going to be ready to get out of the house and away from family. You need a place to go. Get into the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. They'll have all the football on with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. They'll have the Friday game on. She's out shopping. You've got to do something. Head up to the Rue Pub. Watch football. Saturday, Longhorn Aggie game. No better place than the Rue Pub. Rue Pub, the official Longhorn watching spot. Angry Elephant right next door, the official Aggie watching spot. Saturday night is going to be a blast there at the Rue and the Angry Elephant. When you go hungry because, you know, the food is fantastic. You want wings? They got the biggest and best wings in town. Burned Out on Bird, they got about 15 different burgers on the menu, including the original Wemby burger. I love their fried shrimp. They've got great appetizers. Pledge loves the salads that they have there. And, of course, the Rue Pub has all the beers you want, full bar. Game Room has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole. And for the next couple of days, it's going to be the spot with all the games Thursday, Friday, and, of course, Texas A&M on Saturday. Right down from the big blind next to the Angry Elephant, the Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
You're riding with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday at 3:30. It's the Cowboys' 58th straight Thanksgiving Day matchup as the boys welcome the New York Giants to Jerry World.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
George gets justice.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct.
a stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer, or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $500. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
It's Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Stack up the savings with deals all month. Get up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, take an additional 10% off when you buy select major appliances. And don't wait to save on string lights, starting at just $2.98 for 100 count. Shop these deals in-store or online now, because Lowe's knows deals. Appliances valid 11/6 to 12/4. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items. String lights valid 11/21 through 12/4 while supplies last.
Ready, set, shop. The Black Friday sale at Ulta Beauty is on. Up to 50% off the best gifts now through November 30th. Shop Morphe eyeshadow palettes, hair tools like Chi, and MAC foundation and lippies. And ready for this? Starting Tuesday, November 26th, snag $12 mascaras from brands like Fenty and Tarte, plus $12 lippies from brands like NARS and Kylie Cosmetics. So don't wait. Head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
I got a line.
He got a line.
She got a line. We got 4 lines. Cricket Nation. Cue finger guns. Really easy. Super stress-free. 5G so fast. Like blazing fast. Games and memes. You'll have a blast. You can get fast 5G across 4 lines. You can get fast 5G across 4 lines. As we discuss, take it from us. We 4 are one. Cricket Nation.
And only $25 a line. Welcome to more lines. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile. You're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Discount varies by line. Fees may apply. Terms and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, Mike McCarthy might not be gone after all. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said on his radio show today, 105.3 The Fan, that an extension for McCarthy is not out of the question. Spurs back at it tonight in Utah against the Jazz. Devin Vassell out again. He is still nursing that bone bruise on his left knee. And the NBA has fined the Atlanta Hawks $100,000 for violating the league's player participation policy.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio. To me at work.
I'm at work, but there's nobody else here.
Well, they're all working from home.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. On what, turkey, dressing?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Although I am curious, and this is a great time, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. First off, I'm wearing an Arizona State pullover.
It's not Washington?
It's not Washington.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Look, there's Sparky right here. It's Arizona
Sparky.
State.
Sparky.
Well, that's the mascot's
They ought to be
nickname.
ashamed of that. That's embarrassing.
What do you mean?
Sparky?
It's a little Sun Devil.
Sparky.
Hey,
Sparky.
No, what's funny is at Copperas Cove High School, the Bulldogs, our mascot's name was Sparky.
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 Wow.
Sparky D.
Yeah, that strikes fear into opponents.
Yes. So
Here comes Sparky.
Dude, man, they're going to be the Big 12 champs. Don't knock it. I'm curious what you guys are all doing for Thanksgiving because I'm seeing all kinds of interesting comments on our YouTube channel. So you can comment there. You can tweet at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix, at SA Sports Star, or you can call us 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. I see people that are doing ribeyes. Well, if you don't like turkey, you don't know how to cook it. All right. I mean, but there's so many ways of doing turkey. You know, in the oven, your mom's way. Fried turkey is good. I've smoked a turkey on the Traeger. It came out really well. I'm just not a fan. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't mind it. It's the leftovers. I don't want turkey for the next 2 weeks.
Well, it depends. Like, I got a huge family, and we all get together on Thanksgiving, and there's usually not many leftovers. So the turkey's going to be gone, and if there is, that's Friday.
Yeah.
You're eating that, and you finish it then. But so we never have a lot of leftovers. So depends on how big your party is.
Well, and all of that there is true. And there's other places that sell them. I see. Where did that comment go about Barbecue Station? C. Cole Barbecue Station makes some really good turkey. And there are places like that, Barbecue Station, which is one of my favorite spots in town, that do turkeys. Smoky Moe's does really good smoked turkeys and the sides if you want to buy it as opposed to do it yourself. That's not a bad option. Or, you know, everything else. I'm going to my mother's house. I think I'm going to do fajitas and take them up there because it's fast to cook in the morning and easy to transport because it's hard to take stuff and then drive for a couple of hours.
Yeah, exactly. I thought your brother was buying some banquet turkey dinners.
Well, so that was our option. He's like, I can do these frozen or you can make something and bring it.
All right.
So, yeah, we're going to do fajitas, but my wife wants some sort of bird, so that's why we're doing the Cornish game hens on Friday.
Nice. Yeah, I wouldn't have this. Have you ever fried a turkey? I don't know if I'd have the stones to do that on my own.
I have not. I've watched people do it, and I've helped, but I don't have one of those fryers.
No, I don't either.
But it's risky.
Yes.
But it's worth it.
Well, no, fried turkey is fantastic. The Acadiana Cafe used to do that.
Man,
and they're
absolutely
delicious, right? And so, but I don't know if I would have the stones to actually do that myself.
You would.
I don't think so.
I
mean, I've just seen too many videos of things going really wrong when you're doing that.
Well, that's why there's great videos and reels.
I guess so.
You learn from those. Watch the film and get better.
Somebody else cook it. I'll go pick up the finished product.
But you've got a deep fryer at your house, right? Because isn't that how you make your crispy dogs?
Well, no, it's not a fryer big enough for a turkey.
Well, go get one. But if you can do a crispy dog, you can do a crispy turkey.
I don't want to do a fried turkey. I just told you I don't have the stones to do a fried turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't doing it. I'm going to put that brisket on, though. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. Get up early tomorrow. I'm going to prepare that thing, get it ready, put it back in the fridge.
Yep.
When I get off work tomorrow, go home, fire up the Traeger.
So you say that, man. We're going to sit at the Angry Elephant and have to Uber home about midnight because you're going to think, I gotta put that brisket on.
Yeah, right.
You're not going to roll out tomorrow at 6:01?
Well, no, probably not.
Yeah.
But, no, because tomorrow's a big party night.
It is.
But
that's why we're going to the Angry Elephant tomorrow, 2 to 6.
Yes. I'm looking forward to that. They also have those machines in there, which is dangerous.
Yeah, it is. Matt says they do fried turkey over at his place.
Yeah. Well, Matt, I'm proud of you there, buddy, but and that you have the the eggs to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
John Sobery says, I have a feeling Joe's going to make corn dogs.
I wouldn't even know how to make a corn dog.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you
take
pull
them
it out of the freezer.
You take them out of the box and you
Exactly.
put them in the toaster.
Other than that, I wouldn't know how. Look, green bean casserole and brisket. I'm doing my part. And everybody else has got to do theirs.
David, are you talking Thursday or all weekend? Hell, all weekend. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you're doing something different. Although I do find it interesting the amount of sides. There's a thing going on Facebook that I saw yesterday. I have a confession to make. At Thanksgiving I won't eat. And all the comments that I was reading on a variety of people that had shared that post a gazillion times, there are sides I didn't even know existed.
Really?
And don't ask for examples because I don't know, but there's things I didn't know existed that apparently are traditional.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, let's think about this. If we're really going back to traditional with the Pilgrims and, the Indians back in the day, I don't think they had any fryers.
Well, and now, according to Matt, they've got oilless fryers
and see,
now.
How
the hell does that work?
Well, is that like an air fryer?
Well, it's oilless.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't want to do that.
Why?
Look, I mean,
if you don't have the stones for oil, do it without oil.
Well, I know that's
takes
healthier.
The fire danger away.
I know that's healthier.
Yeah,
but it doesn't taste as good. I mean, there's some things where it's got to be unhealthy. You got to put it in the grease.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
this isn't a weekend to worry about your weight.
No. You eat, and so cook it how you want.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So you got Bob there he wants me to give away my secret brisket recipe.
Which was my secret recipe.
Well, yes, partly, yes.
Yes.
Yes. I will give you some credit, Minix. The injection is top notch.
It is, although if you got an akaushi, you don't necessarily need it.
Well, I get that, but I still do it.
Yeah.
I think it makes a difference.
It does.
And I will be doing that, by the way. So. And I do have an akaushi.
Yes. You got a what?
It's an akaushi. I think I got 4 of them. They're the TVs I'm watching.
And he's still sober, my friends.
Akaushi, is that like Japanese?
It's a Wagyu cow blend.
A cow blend.
Yes.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, it's delicious.
The Wagyu, like a Wagyu cow is a Japanese cow, and when they come to America, and then they're mating with other cows to create the Akaushi blend, or however you call it. I don't know.
I like it. Whatever it is, it's delicious.
It's a major step up from prime.
Yes. Yeah. It's delicious.
That's going to be good eating. And this is going to be at Randy's house?
Yes.
But what time?
You'll be gone already.
Well, I'm worried about when I'm driving home.
I don't know. We usually
you guys will still be going?
I'm sure we will.
Just drop some off at the house.
There won't be any left.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Before if you go to my house first, because Randy lives around the corner from me.
Oh, there will be some beer in the fridge, wouldn't there?
There's not much. We need to have a bet soon.
Dude.
All that flight you mentioned, that's gone.
Well, my Dalvin Cook pick won't work out, so you'll be having that pretty soon.
Well, you could pay that off early.
I could, but why do that? I want to keep that money in my bank account.
You just want to keep reminding people that you made a bet that Dalvin Cook would have over 1,000 yards rushing for the Dallas Cowboys this season?
Yeah, that is pretty stupid.
Dude might not even get to 100 yards from the season.
Dude, he may not get to 10. Yeah, that was a poor choice on my part.
It was, but I'll gladly take the payoff whenever you're ready to deliver on that. Now, if you guys want to have a lot of fun watching sports, winning money, do like me and over 5 million others and play Underdog Fantasy in the Pick'em game every game. Whether you're looking at the Spurs and Jazz tonight, all the games coming up this weekend. Cowboys on Thursday, Texas A&M on Saturday. It just adds to the excitement, choosing higher or lower on predicted player stats. You can do that, and you can win money. And this season, Underdog is running a special, a promo, or a bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost, where you can pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. discounts where you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win, and free picks, basically a sure thing. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the Underdog Fantasy app. Sign up, use my promo code STAR, and deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, download the Underdog Fantasy app. Sign up with my promo code STAR.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
The Gomez Law Firm has been helping injured victims in car and trucking accidents for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. Jose, if someone finds themselves faced with the stress of an accident, what next?
Well, the first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google JoeGomezLaw.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is the leader in personal injury law. If you have been in an accident, you need a firm that will fight for you and your family's rights.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years.
The Gomez Law Firm fights for you against the big insurance companies and wins. Tell us about some other cases you represent.
Really anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have found yourself faced with a personal injury matter, if you've been in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then it's important to call the Gomez Law Firm today. Visit JoeGomezLaw.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
a lot of company,
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you've
got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick.
Oh, my goodness.
You see some tweets, and you got to click on the article.
Yep.
News 4 San Antonio, at News 4 SA. On Twitter, in all caps, shocking allegations. An undercover investigation by PETA claimed to expose animal abuse inside a Butterball turkey plant, alleging that workers sexually assaulted the animals before they were slaughtered.
Well, at least that's one thing. It's better than after, right?
I don't know.
Holy cow.
I mean, a live chicken?
Well, it's a turkey, right? So
or turkey,
yeah.
same thing.
So
yeah.
Well, no, one's bigger than the other. So
the story says an undercover investigation by PETA claimed to expose animal abuse inside a Butterball turkey plant, alleging that workers sexually assaulted the animals before they were slaughtered. In a video,
Gobbler's knob.
In a video on Instagram, an investigator who remains anonymous details incidents where workers allegedly humped shackled turkeys and inserted
shackled turkeys.
Yeah.
Gives a new meaning to Butterball, doesn't it?
Well, except for according to this, it was more about they used their fingers to insert while the production line was halted.
Wait a minute.
Apparently, there's video.
Use their fingers to do what?
You know.
What? Wait a minute. I'm confused.
Well, you obviously. It's not the first time Butterball has faced accusations of animal abuse from PETA. Apparently, back in 2017, they accused workers at a slaughterhouse in Ozark, Arkansas, of abusing the turkeys by kicking and throwing the birds.
Well, no, that's a little different than fingers
with shackles. They were shackled. The turkeys couldn't run.
Well, I mean, so
but I just
wait.
What?
I'm confused. So
obviously,
it was fingers.
Yes,
and not something else.
Yes.
Well, was that for the turkeys' amusement, or I mean,
there's sometimes what runs through your mind is just baffling.
Well, I'm just. The headline says they were sexually abused.
Well, I think that correct? I think that counts.
Well, I'm just wondering, the abuser, what the hell kind of pleasure you get out of that?
I don't.
It's like Paul Harvey. He wants to know the rest of the story.
I got to know the rest of the story, honestly. That's wow. All right.
Just think about that while you're adding the stuffing.
Yeah, and unwrapping
that. It might not be the first time for that particular Butterball.
So were they stuffing the bird pre-slaughter?
Well, I'd like to see that gobbler.
Holy cow. I'm going to have to read this article. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look, whatever you're into, you're into. I'm just saying, it's a free country, whatever you do in your own time. But, I mean, at least give the turkey a running chance.
They're
shackle the turkey.
I mean, look, they're seconds away from death, right? If they're on the production line.
Well, you don't torture them.
Well, at that point,
or what is it torture? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Torture. I mean, it could be.
Was that one last fling before they bite the dust?
Mm-hmm.
They might have been doing those turkeys a favor.
I mean, their version of a conjugal visit.
Exactly, and it's what I'm trying to get to.
Shackled.
It's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of.
Pun intended.
Holy cow.
Hump day?
Jeez.
Just for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So how's that brisket coming along?
Yeah. Well.
You don't hear stories like that involving cows.
No.
I hope.
Well, I'm still trying to find this article.
Joe did say he injects his brisket.
I do.
Yeah, the brisket's long dead.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
So it feels no pain or pleasure in this.
I mean,
send it to me, will you?
Joe is desperately trying to find this article.
I don't understand. I thought it was just cut and dry. I mean, you just they're abusing turkeys and having their way with them, and then I hear fingers, and I'm like, that changed the whole narrative.
I don't know what you're thinking where that changes the narrative. Some things.
Do we need
do we need to go back to?
We need an education course here?
Yeah, apparently you do. They must not have taught certain things in Alice, Texas.
Their fingers.
But hey, careful.
And then there are other appendages.
Yes.
And so I thought it was the other appendage that was.
Yeah, well, no. Clearly the article went the other way.
All right.
At some point in your life, we're good. We're good.
I don't understand.
Let's talk about the regression of C.J. Stroud. Why is C.J. Stroud struggling? We'll get into that coming up.
You had a butterball.
Here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle.
I'm fully aware that I'm a bad singer and I'm singing ironically.
Well, make sure the audience is in on the joke.
And he was like, you sing just good enough that like maybe you think you're really good. I'm like, no, I think I'm a horrible singer. I just don't care. I'm having fun. It's like singing in your car. You don't have to be a good singer.
You do in my car.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Attention Dallas Cowboys fans, Twin Peaks is giving away epic Cowboys jerseys all season just for catching game day with them. And with 4 San Antonio locations, get to Twin Peaks for every boys game for your chance to win. Ask your Twin Peaks girl for more details.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer, or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $500. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Ready, set, shop. The Black Friday sale at Ulta Beauty is on. Up to 50% off the best gifts now through November 30th. Shop Morphe eyeshadow palettes, hair tools like Chi, and MAC foundation and lippies. And ready for this? Starting Tuesday, November 26th, snag $12 mascaras from brands like Fenty and Tarte, plus $12 lippies from brands like NARS and Kylie Cosmetics. So don't wait. Head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-299-1058. 800-299-1058. Again, that's 800-299-1058.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you could save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paperless mail instead. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. After a 13-year hiatus, the Aggies take on the Texas Longhorns. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Appreciate you tuning in on this Tuesday afternoon. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Whatever app you might be listening on, however you're listening, appreciate it. And I am so glad, Joe, that they don't make us come into work like Kornheiser is right now, dressed in a turkey suit.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
What the hell is that?
I'm pretty happy. I have no idea what that is, but yeah, he's in a turkey suit.
All your years working in television at Ken's, did they tell you to do stupid stuff like that?
No, we didn't have to do that. The only thing that, Bill Taylor would do the headless weatherman on Halloween night.
Yeah.
Right, we'd put the green thing over his head and look like he was walking around headless.
Bill would do this, though.
I'm not even sure Bill would do this.
Bill would do that.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Bill Taylor would dress up in a turkey suit. Although he's way too big time to work on Thanksgiving. Unless there was a major storm coming in.
You'd be surprised. We used to work on Thanksgiving.
Well, if you had a Cowboys game on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had to work on Thanksgiving. That was never an option.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you were,
Thanksgiving's a big night.
Covering a game? Or
And keep in mind, too, back then.
Back in my day.
Right. You didn't have the Thursday night game, right? So, I mean, a lot of people were watching, sitting around in a turkey coma.
So they wanted the A-team. And there was only 3 channels, so not a lot of options.
I think there were more than that. But, yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It was a lot more popular back then.
Yeah. I got you. Yes, it was. If you take Deion Sanders for his word, could be great news coming to San Antonio. And dare I say, if you're thinking about going to the Valero Alamo Bowl, you might want to get your tickets now before the announcement. If you go with bowl projections for right now, with all the upsets last week, a lot of changes on bowl projections. So right now, ESPN, CBS, and Action are predicting Colorado against BYU in the Valero Alamo Bowl.
Okay.
USA Today is predicting Iowa State against Washington State. But a lot of arrows are pointing to Colorado coming to the Valero Alamo Bowl. Deion Sanders was asked today if this Friday's game will be the last time we see Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders in a Buffalo's uniform.
No, we got a bowl game. I'm pretty sure we secured that weeks ago for Peggy. So, no, it's not the last time you're going to see them in a Buff uniform. These two and all the rest of the seniors have done a wonderful job of getting us to where we are, instilling so much expectation in our fan base and expectation in ourselves. So we're going to fight and try to go out there and kick some butt and end this thing on the right note. And we're going to go to a bowl game and end this thing on the right note because our fans deserve the absolute best. And I feel like whatever bowl game we're choosing to go to or whatever we choose, we're going to pack it. We're going to do what we normally do everywhere we go on the road. And it's going to be a tremendous game. And you're going to see everything you've seen throughout the season regarding our athletes.
That's outstanding. And Deion's the only one that's got the power to do that, I think. Well, and coaches, and I mean that in all sincerity, because name any other coach, and I'm not picking on anybody, but you're not. What are you're not gonna play? Well, okay.
Well, and again, I mean, the idea that both those guys have been groomed for the NFL, and Deion is not only the head coach but the father of a quarterback that is going to be taken probably in the top 5.
Yeah,
right?
Probably 1 or 2. I would imagine.
Probably right. He could have answered that in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
He could have said, dude, I'm not worried about that right now. Let's just get to Friday. My focus is on that. No, he said that what we've seen, we're going to continue to see. And if Colorado comes to the Valero Alamo Bowl, that would be as big as when Texas comes. That would be as big as back in the day when A&M would come. I mean, we've had some big Valero Alamo Bowls, but you get Deion Sanders coming to San Antonio. And based on what Prime said today, Sanders and Travis Hunter are playing, that might be one of the hottest non-playoff bowl tickets around. I mean, I imagine there'll be people that are just traveling in because they love college football and it's a Saturday night bowl game.
There's no question about it. I mean, look, even if those two guys weren't playing, I think just having Deion Sanders here would make that really exciting. But if they're going to play and Deion's going to make sure that they do, then, that would be huge for the Valero Alamo Bowl. There's no doubt about it.
And my guess is tickets right now are going to be a lot cheaper than the day after the announcement if Colorado is coming, because I imagine that would be one of the hotter tickets on the bowl scene.
There's no question. That game always is anyway. It's always a good bowl game. It's well run. It's usually one of the highest rated on ESPN. And so they do a great job at the Valero Alamo Bowl. And so, but if you add in those kind of pieces, Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, I mean, my goodness. Yeah, and people are going to want to go see that.
Absolutely. Saturday, December 28th, the 6:30 kickoff. And again, you'll be able to listen to that game here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. So, yep, that's going to be
interesting. Now, is it the bowl projections and stuff? Would that be after the Army-Navy game? When
no.
did the playoffs begin?
No, the playoffs begin a week after the Army-Navy game. Bowls actually begin the week of Army-Navy. It's weird. It's going to be the first time that there will be other college football games while the Army-Navy game is played on Saturday, December 14th. There's, I forget which bowl it is that's before that. But those kind of mid-December bowls are all starting to happen a little bit sooner.
Awesome. Well, that's good. That's exciting. I mean, that really is exciting. If that possibility comes true, if that comes true, that's exciting.
Well, and again, we talked about, I mean, looking at bowl projections, Colorado, but if there were two guys that would opt out, I would think it would be Hunter and Sanders. And if Primetime is saying right now, today, that those guys are going to play, get your tickets now for the Valero Alamo Bowl while there is affordable as they are going to be.
Well, I mean, I could see Shedeur. He's going to have to do what his dad says, right? If dad says, hey, you're playing. Now, Travis is a different story, perhaps, but.
I think Deion Sanders has some influence over him. And again, just listening to what Deion said today, he could have went all coach speak there and said, we're not worried about the bowl game right now. We don't know where we're going. Right now, we're just working on closing out the season the right way.
Yeah.
That's not what he said.
That's Coach.
That is not at all what he said. So that's exciting. If you're going with projections, the fact that BYU and Colorado look like, they're going to end up in San Antonio.
That'd be good.
That'd be a lot of good.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of good. So there are a couple articles today. I'll just read a headline off of ESPN as they go through their NFL week. The big thing, what's wrong with C.J. Stroud this season? Houston TV station, Channel 2 down there, their headline is just a quote from C.J. Stroud. It's no secret I haven't been playing well. Quarterback intercepted twice and lost to the Titans, has thrown more interceptions than his entire rookie season, tackled for safety and end zone at the end of the game. And I think it is fair to ask, what is going on with C.J. Stroud? I mean, the Texans do have a winning record, but they don't look near as sharp as they did a season ago in his rookie year. And it is fair to criticize the great C.J. Stroud because he even says himself he's not playing up to his standard.
Well, they're not.
I got to just practice better, play better. I mean, it's no secret. I mean, I haven't been playing well personally from my standard. I have a couple good drives, a couple good plays here, but it's just up and down right now. So I got to just, for me, I feel like it starts with practice, and then it comes to the game, staying focused. And, I mean, I've been focused. I watch as much film as anybody, and it's just sometimes it doesn't go your way. And, I got to be harder on myself and, realize that, games can't come down to me making plays. And, I didn't make enough, and I gave up the ball twice today. So I got to just be better, and I know that. So, but it's no time. I'm not going to hold my head down. I'm going to, keep my chin up, chest high, and just, I know I'm still a great player, but I got to just, put better stuff on the field.
I thought it was interesting that Indy Kood, when he joined us earlier on the Blitz, was saying that maybe he comes into this season a little overconfident, trying to make throws that he shouldn't make and shouldn't try, and he's taking more gambles than he should. Although when you see that safety the other day, that's just something that can't happen. I mean, he's got to know where he's at, and that was just a bad mistake on his part. But there's a lot of things that go into there. And look, you're going to blame the quarterback because he's a quarterback. And everybody was piling accolades on this kid after year one, so he deserves the criticism in year two. There's no doubt. But that team's got a lot of issues right now other than C.J. Stroud, although he is a big part of it.
Well, and again, you look at all of it, bad offensive line play. They've improved their running game. Bobby Slowick last year, great offensive coordinator, going to be a head coach, and now people want him fired because he's not getting it done. But you go back and you look at, and I know the obvious is, well, there's tape on him now. But professionals know that there's tape on them, so you do things to change your game. The whole self-scouting aspects of things. Just listening to him talk after the game on Sunday when he talked about the 2 interceptions that he threw.
I mean, the first one couldn't really see much. Try to put it in the window, and, we just weren't on the same page and can't do that right there. That's giving them points, which ultimately led us to lose. And then the second one, just got to put it a little higher. If I get it to him, Nico has a lot of space to run. So, just 2 mistakes that I made that can't happen.
Well, it's true. And look, you got to like what he's saying anyway. Now, can that improve? They got Jacksonville this week, who hasn't been very good, but I believe Trevor Lawrence is coming back, or he's got a chance to come back this week. He's been out for, 3-4 weeks now? So that's going to make things a little bit different. And look, I wouldn't take Jacksonville lightly. You can't take anybody in the NFL lightly. So they need a win, and they need a win in the worst way.
And again, they more than likely still win the AFC South. But are the Houston Texans A playoff team, yes. A team that you put as a serious title contender,
no.
The way they're playing right now, it's absolutely not. And earlier in the year, they were kind of that dark horse, because you look at how stacked the AFC is with Buffalo and Kansas City and Baltimore, and boy, Baltimore looked good last night. And then that second-tier group, you had Houston, who I don't think any of us in the offseason or at the beginning of this year would have been surprised if they took a major step forward. But they've taken a step backwards just with the fluidity of the way they play. Defensively, same way. Nick Caserio has done a great job of building that team, and he did last year and this year. I think we're all a little surprised, and I think one of those reasons why we're all surprised is they came in with much higher expectations, and they're not meeting those expectations.
Well, and keep in mind, and this is not an excuse, it's more of a reason, their schedule was much tougher this year.
Sure.
It was a division-winning schedule this year, so that's been a little bit more difficult. But again, reasons, excuses, whatever you want to say, they're not playing well. Look, they're not playing as well as they were just 4 weeks ago. I mean, 4 or 5 weeks ago, they were playing some pretty good football, and now all of a sudden, boy, it's just gone downhill. It really has. That one win they have against Dallas, and other than that, it's been pretty bleak. But they've got to get their act together just to win the division. Because, look, I really don't see any threat. Indianapolis is the only threat to them, and Indianapolis is not all that great. So, but you got to win. You have to.
Well, and again, you look at C.J. Stroud, I think the way he played last year as a rookie and the numbers that he put up and his decision-making. This year, you can't say the same things. And again, CJ played a great rookie season. You look at Jaden Daniels with Washington. At the beginning of the year, he was a shoo-in for Rookie of the Year. And midway point, that's Bo Nix now. And, Jaden is kind of out of that conversation. So it is, and again, quarterback is a weird position. People don't doubt CJ, and rarely does he seem to get criticized for mistakes that he made, although I don't know how you overcome pulling in Orlovsky. It's kind of like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, the problem isn't at the quarterback position with the Cincinnati Bengals.
No.
There are teams that you look at and you go, okay, well, this guy, he's going to be fine. This guy, he's going to be fine. And with Houston, this year, quarterback play is a part of the problem. It's not, everything's fine at the quarterback position. It's everything else that is letting us down. You can't say that. I mean, C.J. Stroud has to figure out, and the Texans coaching staff have to figure out how to get him playing close to the level he was last year.
Well, look, I mean, again, I will go back. Coaches are pretty smart in the NFL, and that's why they're in the NFL. Everybody knows that Houston Texans have one hell of a running back by the name of Joe Mixon. And you figure right now the way CJ's playing, the way that offensive line is playing, you shut down Joe Mixon, you got a pretty good chance of shutting the Houston Texans down. And I think that's the way Tennessee went into that because as bad as Tennessee's record is, their defense is pretty solid. It is, especially that the front line, the defensive line. So they're going to shut down Mixon, or at least they're going to try to shut down Mixon. They're going to put the ball in CJ's hands. Can he come through? Can he get it done? Before, when they were playing well at the beginning of the season, it was Mixon doing the damage, and that made life a little bit easier on C.J. Stroud, despite the offensive line problems. And now you don't have Mixon. When he only get 22 yards.
14 carries,
yeah,
though.
That ain't helping C.J. at all.
No, and again, this is where you kind of go back to Bobby Slowick. How creative can he be? I mean, everybody that plays Detroit knows that they're going to run the ball with Gibbs and Montgomery first, and you got to try to stop them. Now, they don't have offensive line issues
right.
in
They've got the best
Detroit.
In the league, probably.
Man, they do. You look at a guy like Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy getting all kinds of criticism because, all of a sudden, you lose some of those incredible weapons, and well, you look like the guy that was taken last in the draft.
I think for Brock Purdy, last week's game showed that
he's pretty good.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they missed him tremendously last week.
Well, and you just wonder about the drop-off with San Francisco. And, I saw something on social media comparing, it was on San Antonio sports star, AJ Hoffman, comparing how Kyle Shanahan is reacting to certain things versus Mike McCarthy. But I think that just comes down to expectations. I think nobody, including Mike McCarthy, expected a Super Bowl this year for the Dallas Cowboys, and if you did, you're foolish. In San Francisco, expectations clearly have not been met.
No, not even close. Luckily for San Francisco, at least division-wise, that division stinks. And they've still got an opportunity to win that division, as bad as they are, although they've got a hell of a tough game this week against Buffalo in Buffalo. So, yeah, I mean, Seattle right now, it was Arizona, now it's Seattle. Who will it be next week?
Well,
it's
Seattle
crazy.
and Arizona are 6-5, and the Rams and Niners are 5-6.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah, go figure. Look in the NFC South. Atlanta is 6-5, leading the division. Then Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and Carolina. And I think when you look at that, sitting at 4-7, that might be one of the reasons why the Cowboys, at least internally, still are optimistic about making a playoff run. They're not going to catch Philadelphia. They're likely not going to catch Washington. But when you look at the upcoming Cowboys schedule, I think if you're sitting around that office and you're going, well, is there a chance? Now, you look at the NFC North with Detroit and Minnesota and Green Bay.
That's going to be tough.
I still don't see a wild card spot coming for the Dallas Cowboys. But if you're in that building and you aren't tanking, and that's what the Cowboys say they are not doing, then you look at it and you kind of feel like maybe there's a chance.
Well, it's going to be very difficult. And look, we're all sitting here, praising Detroit. They haven't won that division yet.
No.
Minnesota's right on their heels. And you stumble just a little bit if you're Detroit, and guess what? You could go from the number 1 seed down to the number 5 seed really quickly in that division. That's certainly the class of the NFC, that division right now, for sure. So a lot of football left to be played, as Jerry likes to say.
There is, and Jerry likes to say a lot of things. And today, kinda, an endorsement for one Mike McCarthy.
Goodness. That's a kiss of death.
We'll hear from Jerry Jones coming up on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, let me brag a little bit on my Connecticut quality water softener. I love doing it because they made a believer out of me, and they did it really quickly. Look, water softeners, right? Something you don't think about, and you don't think there's any difference between one and the other. Well, I've had other water softeners. I've never had a Connecticut until now. And let me tell you, there is a difference. There is a huge difference between a Connecticut quality water softener and everything else. It's why it's the most popular water softener on the market. And they've been serving San Antonio and South Texas for over 50 years. All their products are made right here in America. And what I love about it is it doesn't run on electricity. It's that kinetic energy, but it provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I tell you what, showers feel better. Your dishes come out cleaner. Your clothes are cleaner. Your food tastes better. All of that kind of stuff is just so much better with a Connecticut quality water softener. And right now, for a limited time, when you purchase a new Connecticut water softener, you're going to get a reverse osmosis drinking station. It's going to be installed right there at your kitchen sink, absolutely free. Purified water right at your kitchen sink. No need to buy bottled water anymore. You don't have to. You've got it right there at your kitchen sink. Your food's going to taste better. The coffee tastes better. Everything tastes better with this water. It is fantastic, but keep in mind it is for a limited time, so do not wait. Financing is available, and Connecticut has a rental program as well. All you have to do is call them. They'll answer every question that you have. 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com. You know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Riding I-35 with the Sportstar.com.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday at 3:30. It's the Cowboys' 58th straight Thanksgiving Day matchup as the boys welcome the New York Giants to Jerry World.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
GimmeTheVin.com, our expert buying team knows exotics, luxury cars, classics, diesels, lifted stuff, hot rods, inside and out. We buy them at GiveMeTheVin.com. It's a one-stop shop to get into a pool of absolute experts. Join my YouTube channel, John Clay Wolf. GimmeTheVin.com. They don't call me America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This is the famous footwear that everyone has on their holiday wish list. So don't wait to make it famous. Whether you're searching for their favorite character shoes or the hottest sneakers, slippers, and boots, Famous Footwear has the newest styles from Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, Timberland, and more. Unwrap Famous today and make everyone's holidays merry with buy one, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear or famous.com. Some exclusions apply.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner, so he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at babbel.com, BABBEL.com.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom. Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said on his radio show today, 105.3 The Fan, that an extension for head coach Mike McCarthy is not out of the question. Spurs back at it tonight. They are in Utah to take on the Jazz. No Devin Vassell again tonight. He continues to nurse a bone bruise on his left knee. And the NBA has fined the Atlanta Hawks $100,000 for violating the league's player participation policy.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Tuesday afternoon.
Howdy, howdy.
Thanksgiving week.
Thanksgiving week. Everybody getting their
Grub
ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever grub you might have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You had some people that sleep all day, like Renee on our YouTube channel said, I slept all day, just woke up.
How nice is that?
Yeah.
Dude, that's what, I think Renee's a professor.
Yeah. At Incarnate Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the kind of, cush job they got over there, huh?
Well, there was no school. Stayed out all night. Sleep all day.
You think Renee stayed out all night?
Why not? If you slept all day.
Who knows? Wow.
So good morning, Renee.
Yes, Renee.
Yes. It's like we're doing a morning show for you.
Well, I'm assuming if Renee has slept all day, he probably is not going to sleep all night.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
That'll mess with you.
It will.
In a lot of different ways. Although we do, it's been a while because, I don't know, maybe he's not over there anymore, but there was a service member that was stationed overseas, and I guess it's morning time wherever he was at
that's
while
right.
we were on.
Yeah.
Because, I guess. But we haven't heard from him in a while, so I'm guessing maybe he's back.
Back home?
You would hope.
Yeah, let's hope.
Absolutely. And I know this time of year, for those of you that are listening online from parts of the world that are service members, I know how much this time of year can suck when you're away from family around the holidays.
Yes. Yeah, that's got to be really difficult, being away from the family and all your friends as well.
Although I think they do a really good job in the military of trying to make it as enjoyable as possible.
Sure.
Then, of course, you get all the games and everything else going on and have a good time. Jerry Jones today keeps stirring the pot, staying in the headlines. The idea of moving on from Mike McCarthy. We all think he's a dead man walking. Jerry doesn't think it's a crazy idea that he could actually give this dude an extension.
Well, I don't think that's crazy at all. That's not crazy. And listen, Mike McCarthy is an outstanding coach. I was listening to the game last night, watching it, and Aikman was talking about it, and he's reiterated that several times publicly. This Super Bowl winning coach. And Mike McCarthy has been there, done that. He's got great ideas. So bottom line is that in no place in my body language or anything else have you seen indications about what we're going to be doing relative to this staff at the end of this year. And we shouldn't. We got a lot of football left.
It is interesting. It's not a full-throated endorsement, but it's, hey, this could happen. Wouldn't be crazy if we gave Mike McCarthy an extension. Because it wasn't like he's doing a great job, and I'm proud of the work he's doing, and Mike McCarthy's okay.
Mm-hmm.
There was none of that.
I mean, because if I'm Mike McCarthy, I'm on the phone to my agent saying, call Jerry. Get this thing signed. If Mike McCarthy actually wants to stay.
Yeah, that's a big if, too.
The other question, if you're Jerry Jones, if you haven't ultimately made a decision, that who's on your short list? Because every general manager has a short list of the next head coach. He has to. That's part of the business. Who's better? Now, Mike McCarthy was asked about Jerry's comments today during his press conference, and he doesn't want to talk about it.
Why are you laughing? Crazy. I mean,
This was us that we're still talking about this, and here we are in late November, about your future and that kind of thing.
well, I mean, I really haven't talked about it all year, so I mean, definitely not going to start on a short week in an important division game. But I'm not going to throw away positive vibes either. So I'll keep them coming. But that's all good. But no, yeah, that's not something I'm really focused on.
Yeah, and you know what? He's probably not. And I believe him when he says that. It's like he's been around the block a few times. He knows how it works in the NFL when it comes to coaches. And, you know, he knew going into this year, because we all knew going into this year, that it was a prove-it year or whatever you want to call it, a year that he could be hung out to dry. And as soon as they were 3-3, people are calling for Mike McCarthy's head, and that's just the way it goes.
And the reality is we all knew that was going to be the case when Jerry did not extend him in the offseason and did not fire him. Anytime you have a coach going into the season as a lame duck head coach, you're automatically, every time something goes bad, he's done.
Yep.
He's done. He's a dead man walking. That's where that term comes from. Now, Jason Garrett went into a year 1 year in the same situation and walked out with an extension. The next time he went into that situation, his key card didn't work when he came back to work. For Mike McCarthy, what we don't know in the offseason planning, when they decided to go young and decided not to be active at all in free agency, when they decided to put this roster together with the idea of playing young players and living with young player mistakes to get them experience, the goal was not win the Super Bowl. It was to develop players. And Mike McCarthy was on board with that. What if it's not wins and losses, is Mike McCarthy being judged on? And only Jerry Jones and maybe Steven and Will McClay and Mike McCarthy know that. But hearing that from Jerry Jones today certainly doesn't add any excitement to the Cowboy fan base that is ready to move on to the next, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right, because I think most Cowboy fans are ready to move on to the next. Look, it's a microwave world we live in, right? You got to cook it fast or get out of the way. And I think that's where Mike McCarthy is. And I just wonder, and it looked like the Cowboys played hard last week in Washington, and they got the win. So I don't think that he's necessarily lost the team, but I just wonder if you took a poll from the guys you know are going to be there, would they want him back or do they want a fresh start? And I think that's important. I think the first guy you have to go to is Dak Prescott.
Dak probably should have a lot of say in this.
Or at least an opinion.
And, and again, I think Jerry doesn't just make decisions on his own. I think we all know that by now, even though a lot of people don't want to give him credit. He listens to a lot of people and will make a decision based on all of that input. But ultimately, he does make the final decision. It might be as simple as going around the room and what's the consensus, but ultimately, Jerry will make that decision. But he doesn't make that decision on his own. And Dak's input has to be there. When you look at the offense last year, it was incredible. And this year, though, year 2 of that offense, while Dak was healthy, it was what's the complete opposite of incredible. That's the word to use there. But is that because of the offensive line? Is that because there were, no running backs? Is that because you had one wide receiver? Are those reasons or are they excuses? And that's what Jerry is going to ultimately decide when it comes to the future of Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys.
It's going to be fun.
It's
Always
going to be fun. Let's talk about it with Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. She joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's Tuesday. Thanksgiving is Thursday. A lot of people have family coming in town, probably starting today. If not, they'll show up tomorrow. Your toilets are going to work overtime. Doing all that cooking, your sink, your garbage disposal, going to be working overtime. If you have any plumbing issues, call Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. 651-5899. At Quarter Moon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions. And, of course, they've got an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau, and they are green certified. Plumbing issues this week, call Quarter Moon. Problems with your heater, your AC, because you might need them both this week, call Quarter Moon. 210-651-5899. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
Hello. My name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. Recently, we've all seen advertisements from attorneys here in San Antonio saying their firm does not get paid an attorney fee unless there's a recovery. And maybe you've heard, we don't get paid unless you get paid, or words to that effect. Well, that is what I've been doing for more than 30 years. I honestly did not know that there were attorneys in San Antonio that would represent an injured client and charge a fee if there was no recovery. You see, I practice law with basic principles, one of which is you never need an excuse to do the right thing. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, including a commercial or business vehicle, an 18-wheeler, call me. The phone call and consultation is free. If you hire me, I will not get a fee unless there is a recovery. And this has been true for me and my firm for more than 30 years. My number, 210-900-0400, that's 210-900-0400, or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
Make this holiday season sensational. Fragrance is the perfect gift for someone special on your list, and Ulta Beauty has them all. Shop classic scents from Valentino, Burberry, and Carolina Herrera. Plus, check out can't-miss perfume kits from Ariana Grande. And wait, there's one more sweet deal. With a fragrance purchase of $70 or more, get the coziest plush robe or throw, valued at $70 while supplies last. So head to an Ulta Beauty store today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty. Ready, set, shop. The Black Friday sale at Ulta Beauty is on. Up to 50% off the best gifts now through November 30th. Shop Morphe eyeshadow palettes, hair tools like Chi, and MAC foundation and lippies. And ready for this? Starting Tuesday, November 26th, snag $12 mascaras from brands like Fenty and Tarte, plus $12 lippies from brands like NARS and Kylie Cosmetics. So don't wait. Head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown, and he throws a block, and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. He's Joe Reinigal. I'm Jason Minnick. Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And Shireen, you know, Jerry Jones is the master salesman, always keeping the Cowboys in the conversation. And his comments about Mike McCarthy and his future today have certainly done that. Now, if I'm Mike McCarthy's agent, I'm on the phone with Jerry and getting that contract extension in front of him. What did you make of Jerry's comments this morning when it comes to the future of Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys?
You know, Jerry's an optimist, and I think he looks at that schedule and goes, hey, we could win the next 3 games. We're probably going to be favored in those 3 games, and that gets us to 7-7, and then who knows what happens. So I'm not going to rule out, you know, getting to the playoffs. If they get to the playoffs, I absolutely 100% think he deserves a new contract, because this team, he was set up to fail with the team that he was given with none of them with all the moves that Cowboys made in the offseason, meaning they made no moves in the offseason to help improve the roster. So I guess that's what he's looking at. I don't know. I guess you just don't rule that out at this point. It's not like he can go out and start looking for a new coach, or will go out and start looking for a new coach. So I guess he'll wait and see what's going to happen, and he hasn't ruled out their playoff chances. So you do look at the schedule. I do think they can win the next 3 games. Will they? I don't know, but they certainly are probably going to be favored. Maybe not against the Bengals. I don't know, but they'll have a chance to win the next 3, and if they can do that and get to 7-7, then who knows what happens.
Well, I tell you what, if they do that, Shireen, the way this season has gone, I think you're right. Mike McCarthy he deserves an extension if he wants an extension. And
well, that's true.
Yeah, who knows, right? Now, Jason and I were talking about this, and I don't know, Jerry is about as well as we do, and Dak Prescott, he's tied to the Cowboys now for the next 4 years. Do you think he gets any input or any say at all on a Mike McCarthy decision?
Probably not. I mean, I don't think they will consult him for that decision. Nah, they might. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I do think they will. They'll make a decision. My guess is they'll make a decision and then talk to Dak before they announce that decision or tell anybody else about that decision. And you know, I don't know. Dak's had chances before to keep people, and hasn't. Kellen Moore, if he really wanted to keep Kellen Moore would probably still be here, and he didn't. They made that decision without input. So, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but my guess is they would not consult him, and my guess is the decision's probably already been made unless they do pull off the miracle and get to the postseason.
Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us here on the Blitz. You saw and read all the comments coming out of the Giants locker room after that embarrassing loss last week they had to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and kind of feels like Brian Daboll has completely lost that locker room. You don't hear that out of the Cowboys locker room. Micah Parsons saying he's not going to tank. CeeDee Lamb playing through injury and playing hard. How much does that bode in a positive way for Mike McCarthy when Jerry is evaluating him?
Well, it sure should, because they have played hard, and that's one thing you notice. That's different than how Wade finished his tenure. That's why they fired him in the middle of the season, because of how bad they looked in that nationally televised game against Green Bay. I mean, they laid down and gave up, and you haven't seen that out of this team. They're playing hard to the end, and they're playing to win, and sometimes they're just not good enough. But they are playing hard, so I do think you give Mike a lot of credit for that, and the fact that, this team has leaders on it. And I don't know how bad it's going to be when, Zach Martin retires. They'll have to find other guys who can lead. There's no question about that when Zach Martin goes away and some other guys leave. But it's like that all the time. Dak's got to step up and be a good leader for this team, and we'll see what happens. But you got to have leadership. You definitely have to have outspoken leaders. I don't know if that's Dak's big deal. I think he's a leader, but there are different ways to lead. But I do think you need some outspoken guys, some tough guys. And Zach Martin is that guy on this team right now, so I don't know who replaces him in that role if he's not back after this season.
Well, he didn't practice again today, so he's still on the injured list. Yeah, and so there's still a pretty full list, to be honest with you, Shireen, as you know. When you look at that game against Washington, and I'm not trying to be negative to the Cowboys here, but Washington just didn't seem I don't know. Jaden Daniels doesn't seem the same as he was. The defense played a lot better, the Cowboys' defense. There's no question about that. And I'm just trying to was that – obviously it's a big win. It was a win on the road against a division foe, but how much should we read into that?
Yeah, Washington hasn't played like they did earlier, that's for sure. These last 2 games really haven't been very pretty, and they've made a lot of mistakes. And Jaden Daniels looks like he's hit a little bit of that rookie wall that we like to talk about. But it was a good win. It's on the road. Anytime you can win in the NFL on the road, then I think that's a good win, and it's a good win against a quality team, a team that's over 500. So yeah, you put that one in the column that they weren't expected to win, and they did win, and kudos to them. And I think Cooper Rush has gotten more comfortable in the offense. You talked about the defense playing better, and they did. But I think the offense played better as well with Cooper really stepping up, and I think he's playing better by the week, so that bodes well for the Cowboys. Before the Washington game, I would have said their chances are more likely to get a top 5 draft pick than they are to make the postseason, but I think Cowboys fans should be a little bit encouraged by that win over Washington and the fact that the next 3 games are winnable. And maybe that's not what they want. Maybe at this point they're like, well, we're not going to win in the postseason, so why not get the higher draft pick? And I get that too. But their team is playing hard, and they're not embarrassing themselves, at least not this last week. So I think that says something about Mike McCarthy and the leadership on this team.
Yeah, Cowboy fans, I think, are certainly conflicted because you want the draft pick, but anytime you beat Washington, that's always a good day. And you look at Washington, and some suggested coming into this game, it might be an audition for one Cliff Kingsbury. I would say if that was an audition, he failed miserably.
Yeah, there's no question about that. That was not a good performance by him, and not a good performance by Jaden Daniels for sure. So, they've got to figure it out. If they want to do anything to get to the postseason, they've got to get this thing turned around and figured out in Washington, because they have just not played very well over the last 2 weeks. I mean, the Cowboys obviously should have put that game away way longer than they let it go. It went down to the last play. But I think that's part of not being a real great team is, doing some things that you wouldn't ordinarily do if you're a good team and not putting teams away. But they won the game. That's the key thing, 30 points in the last 3:02, so it was an exciting finish. So, I think Cowboys fans have to be happy with beating the Commanders anytime they do that.
Let's talk about the Giants, Shireen, because you talk about a team that looked like they quit. They certainly did last week, but then Malik Neighbors gets very upset. They kind of changed it midstream after halftime. He got the football a lot more. Guys in the locker room calling the team soft. You think that makes any difference on Thursday?
Yeah, I could. They're not ready to win a football game. And Tommy DeVito might not play. He was on the injury report, popped up today, limited, so he may not play. And, maybe Drew Lock. I don't know that the quarterback situation really matters for them. They're just not playing very well. They may be the worst team in the NFL right now. They're just not playing very well. And if the Cowboys don't beat them, then I do think they have real problems. But I think the Cowboys win this one. I think they win it pretty easily.
Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us here on the Blitz. She's also a distinguished alum of Texas A&M University. I'm going to trust you are going to be in College Station on Saturday night.
I will be, looking forward to it. And first time, obviously, since 2011 that they've played, which is why it's the most expensive ticket on any market, NFL or college, in history. So we'll see if it comes down at all. But right now, if you don't have $700, you're not getting in the door for this one if you don't already have a ticket. So it's going to be a fun game, I think. Aggies haven't looked good in November. We'll see if they can turn it around in a good atmosphere, in a big rivalry game, and all of those things. They asked me on TSAOG today, does the team even realize that how much this means, what a rivalry it is? And I think they do, but probably not to the extent that those of us who played Texas every year realizes what a big rivalry it is. But they'll figure it out soon enough.
Now, being a distinguished alum of Texas A&M, knowing that a berth in the SEC championship game is on the line, it's at Kyle Field in College Station. You have covered Super Bowls, you've covered Olympics, you've covered every major thing there is. On a personal level, where does this rank for you in anticipation of covering or going to an event?
If you hadn't thrown in the anticipation part, I would have said, ask me again next week, and I'll let you know. The way they played on Saturday, I'm really not that excited about it, to be honest. I don't know what to expect if Reuben Owens comes back, and can play, 25 snaps, 25 snaps. I think that changes things for the A&M offense, and I think that will really help. I think the atmosphere is going to help. Texas, I think, can be beaten. They haven't blown out a whole lot of teams, and their schedule hadn't been real great, as we all know. So I think it's going to be a close game. Does A&M win it? I don't know that. I tend to look at things realistically, doing what I do. I'm certainly not – I want the Aggies to win, but when I look at things, I don't look through rose-colored glasses. I look at them realistically, and it's going to be a tough battle, and A&M's not favored for a reason. So they're going to have to play the best game they played this year to have a chance to beat Texas.
I look at this team, Shireen, the Aggies I'm talking about, they seem to do very well at home. It's the road that's been a problem. So that's where I think I'll give them a shot, because I can't even imagine what that atmosphere is going to be like on Saturday.
Yeah, I agree with you, and they've got to figure out those road woes, because, this is several years now when they haven't won on the road. And so it's not just Jimbo, it's now Elko and just figuring out how to beat teams that you should beat on the road, and they can't do that. They were favored in the South Carolina game and favored in the Auburn game, and you get in huge holes, and you're down, and it's hard to rally back. They did that in the Auburn game and then got the lead and then gave it back up. So yeah, they got to figure that out. And I also say this, the LSU game, if LSU doesn't miss 2 field goals in the first half at 23-0, that game's a totally different game than 17-0. So LSU helped them out. And it may take Texas helping A&M out a little bit like that with some miscues, or like the Missouri game when they picked up the early interference penalty that probably was interference, and officials picked up the flag, and Missouri ends up going 3-and-out to start. And it really changed the tenor of the game from the outset. So they may need a little bit of help from Texas or the officials or whoever it is. They haven't had a holding penalty called on the opposition since the Bowling Green game, so it's been a while since the officials have helped them out at all this year. So hopefully they get some holding calls on Texas this week.
All right, Charean, before we let you go, yay or nay on green bean casserole?
Yeah, oh yes, I'm a yay. I'm a yay on that.
Of course, all of the best people are, Shireen.
I like it, Joe.
Do you have green bean casserole more than once a year?
Twice a year. Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's about it.
All right.
There you go.
See, I'm not a fan, and everybody like Ryan Eggle or you to tell me how great it is. You don't just cook up a steak and a green bean casserole. It's a once a year, maybe twice a year dish.
Yeah, not very often. I guess that's why I like it so much, because I never have it.
Special occasions.
See, if it was a regular thing, you'd be like, it's green beans and soup.
Yeah, right.
And crunchies.
That's probably true.
Yeah, good stuff. Happy Thanksgiving, Shireen. Have fun
Shireen.
on Saturday up there in College Station.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
Appreciate it. The great Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. Follow her on Twitter at NFL Shireen. She and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Room on the bandwagon there, Minix. Jump on.
If there was a pick-em entry available at Underdog Fantasy for higher or lower on the amount of bites of green bean casserole I would take on Thanksgiving, I would definitely go lower for me. You might go higher. I would go lower. But if you want to try to win money watching games, get to Underdog Fantasy and start playing the pick'em game. College basketball, all the tournaments that are going on, Spurs and Jazz tonight, of course, the NFL on Thanksgiving. Download the Underdog Fantasy app and play the pick'em game. It's a ton of fun to play, and it's even funner when you're winning money and you see your entry start turning green and you get the notification that money's been deposited into your account. It's a great feeling. And this season, Underdog is running a special, a promo, or a bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost, where you can pump up your winnings and just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. They've got discounts where you get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at getting the win. And free picks, basically a sure thing. Just get higher than 0.5 for that pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So if you haven't done it yet, what are you waiting for? Download the Underdog Fantasy app. Sign up with my promo code STAR. Deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at Underdog Fantasy.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks. The unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Ready, set, shop. The Black Friday sale at Ulta Beauty is on. Up to 50% off the best gifts now through November 30th. Shop Morphe eyeshadow palettes, hair tools like Chi, and MAC foundation and lippies. And ready for this? Starting Tuesday, November 26th, snag $12 mascaras from brands like Fenty and Tarte, plus $12 lippies from brands like NARS and Kylie Cosmetics. So don't wait. Head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
This Thanksgiving, Paramount Plus serves up a must-see NFL on CBS divisional matchup when Jared Goff and the high-flying Detroit Lions host top draft pick Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. It all kicks off Thursday at 12:30 Eastern with the NFL on CBS, streaming live on Paramount Plus.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This is Game Night San Antonio on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Every game night, the Blitz with Jason and Joe get you inside and ready for tonight's game. Players, coaches, insiders. This is Game Night San Antonio. And the pregame starts right now.
Yep, Game Night San Antonio here on the Blitz. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick. Spurs and Jazz tonight. And what is being called, Reinagel? A must-win game. Explain.
A must-win game. Well, I'll explain the best that I can. If the Spurs hope to win their little division for the in-season tournament, they can't lose tonight. If they do, they're out. If they win, then it could all come down to a showdown with the Phoenix Suns next week.
Oh.
We could be hanging banners in the Frostbank Center.
Well, and again, go read Dan Weiss's tweet if you give a damn about this.
Yes, that's where I got that from. Dan Weiss.
And Dan Weiss tweets out, must win for the Spurs tonight to stay alive in the group in the Emeritus NBA Cup. They would be eliminated from winning the group with a Lakers win at Phoenix. Should the Spurs and Suns win next Tuesday in Phoenix, could potentially be for the group crown.
That would be something else.
All right, now.
So you win your group and then you go play with the other winners, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, according to the standings, the defending in-season tournament champs, they're in our group.
They're 2-0.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
That they were in our group?
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, they're undefeated. The Jazz 0-2 in Cup play. Although the Jazz have played the Spurs pretty well this year, which is unfortunate.
But here's my problem.
What's your problem?
Minix, because
what?
The Spurs play the Jazz tonight, then they come home to play the Lakers. Well, this Jazz game is a cup game.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's not.
No, it's a regular floor game.
Well, why can't we play the Lakers in a cup game?
Well, because it's a regular floor game.
I don't want a regular floor.
You don't get the fancy floor for the Lakers. You get a regular floor.
And see, this makes it confusing. Why don't they just say, okay, from November whatever until December whatever, it's cup?
Well, they could do that. But they didn't.
But they should.
Well, why should they? To make it easy for you?
Well, no. It makes it a little more exciting if you got every game's a cup game and you don't know what the hell's a cup game and what's not a cup game.
Well, you know it's a cup game if the floor is funky.
Well, I get that. But going into it, I don't know that.
Well, I mean, you look at the floor. It tells you right away.
I'd rather.
This game means more.
I want that Lakers game to be a cup game. I mean, if the Lakers are undefeated, they're coming to your house. You want to beat them and have it mean something.
So if they win tomorrow, and it's not a cup game, it's just a win over the Lakers?
That's all.
Just a random Wednesday in November?
It doesn't matter.
You kids get off my lawn!
See, Pledge, I disagree with that. You shouldn't have played that. This isn't a get off my lawn rant.
Well, no. I mean, it's a fan of the NBA rant and not a fan of this in-season, whatever the hell you're calling it, because does anybody understand the damn rule?
Well, now you play the get off my lawn bet.
Dan Weiss is going to have to explain this to me every time.
We can get Dan on the phone, but he does a pretty good job on Twitter. And even if he explained it to you, you're not going to listen, and you're not going to care.
I'm not a fan of it. I just don't think it moves the needle at all.
It didn't.
To me.
Did it move the needle last year?
No.
I mean, the Lakers had a parade.
They had a parade and a banner ceremony and all of that stuff. So for them, I guess they enjoyed it. Well, last time LeBron's going to win anything.
If it makes you feel any better, and I don't know that this will.
I doubt it.
But if there's tiebreakers, the Spurs are screwed because they're only +1 in point differential, which is the tiebreaker. The Lakers are +11. The Thunders are +10. The Suns -8. The Jazz -14. So unless the Spurs blow out Utah tonight, you look at point differential and you're not going to have a chance. So we can already, even though tonight is a must-win game, write off the cup thing.
Must-win game.
It's Dan Weiss, Spurs broadcaster, tweets out, must win for the Spurs tonight to stay alive in group play.
is this important to anybody?
Well, the NBA, the sponsorship.
Well, the Emirates Cup, isn't that the guys over in the Middle East? Isn't that Emirates?
Sure. I don't know. I think isn't it the airline?
The NBA's, well, yeah, but they're getting some of that money.
Well, it's what they're trying to do. Yeah, either way. Spurs are playing the Jazz tonight. Spurs have been playing good. Harrison Barnes has been on fire. They should win this game, and it's a must-win November game for the Spurs to stay alive in group play in this cup thing.
All right, well, that'll be something to watch for. Stephon Castle's been playing well, too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that dude.
Overall, I mean, Spurs are good. I mean, but no Devin Vassell again tonight.
Yeah, that's concerning.
Yeah,
it really is.
Let's figure out what's going on. Our injury update brought to you by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com. Let's welcome on the Buyers Barricades guest line, Dr. Eloy Ochoa. Happy Thanksgiving week, Doc.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Hope you guys are looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's start with the obvious question when it comes to Thanksgiving. Are you yay or nay when it comes to green bean casserole?
Yeah, no, I'll take it. I'll take it if it's in front of me. Not one of my favorite sides. I prefer the sides over the turkey, to be honest with you. But I think most people are like that. But yeah, I'll take the green bean casserole.
Nice.
So are you one of those that, when you're going through the line looking at all the food, you put everything on your plate?
Yeah, there's very few things I don't put on my plate.
But what actually makes it from your fork to your mouth and into your belly? Because, I mean, green bean casserole is one of those things you could slide it around and you get full and you push the plate away.
Yeah, that's true. But, as far as green goes, they're few and far between on Thanksgiving. So that's a good one. I like spinach. Cream spinach is good. If it's a really good collard greens, I'll take that too. Those are good.
There you go, Minix. That's all going to be on your plate, isn't it, Jason?
None of the above.
None of the above.
I mean, I don't eat many things that are green. Broccoli, if it's done the way I like it, and it's far better if you add cheese to it.
That's true. Anything's good with cheese, right, or frying it. Those two things, you can't go wrong.
There you go.
Yep.
Devin Vassell's still out, a left knee bone bruise. And right foot, they're saying more injury management, although I did think he'd be back by now. I don't want to say is this more serious than they're letting on, but coming off of the injury and starting late, how is that impacting this injury because he didn't go through training camp and have a regular offseason?
Hard to say. You're always really cautious, especially when you have time to be cautious like they do this part of the season. Bone bruising is tricky because there's lots of reasons to get bone bruising, and it all looks the same on an MRI. So you have to kind of guess and put things together and read tea leaves, so to speak. Has there been an injury? Did he hyperextend his knee? Did he actually impact it to cause the bruise? Or there's another way to get bone bruising, and it's just kind of an early sign of arthritis, which is unfortunate. That doesn't usually even show up with trauma. But either way, no matter how you have it, it can be really problematic. And it can be difficult to predict when it gets better. So I think they're just being, cautious, which is a good thing for him. And he's got, youth on his side as well. The younger you are, that tend to bounce back a little stronger from those things.
Well, Doc, knucklehead question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So, we all get bruises, right? And you see the bruise and it goes away and it feels better. What's the difference between that and a bone bruise?
The bruising that you see is superficial, so it's usually beneath the skin, right? And there's depending on how your body is, right? Like say you're a highly tuned athlete, 4% body fat, all you do is have skin and muscle. There's not very much fat underneath the skin. Well, if you see bruising then you actually had a muscle injury and you got some bleeding underneath the skin is what you're seeing. And it's a muscle injury, basically, a soft tissue injury. If you're a little heavier and have a lot of fat underneath your skin, well, it's easier to bruise fat, and that bruise is almost just by touching it sometimes. So it's not the same kind of injury, but it appears the same. Whereas bone bruising is actually within the bone, and the way we see it, is on an MRI, and it shows up as fluid in the bone where it shouldn't be. So it kind of shows up real bright, kind of a bright signal on the MRI. And like I said, there's different reasons to have bone bruising. There can be early signs of arthritis. We call them subchondral stress fractures, or you can have an actual impaction injury where you hyperextend the knee and the tibia hits the femur, and you get like bone bruises on both of the bones. You can kind of see where they almost hit each other. Or if you fall and impact your knee on the ground really hard, then that's another way to get a bone bruise. So they're all a little bit different in the way that you get them, but they appear the same on an MRI.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Dr. Eloy Ochoa joining us here on the Blitz. Jalen Petrie, good dude for the Houston Texans. He's going to miss, they say, multiple weeks with a partial pectoral tear. But no surgery as of now. So kind of like what we were talking about with Dak Prescott and his hamstring, two had pulled off the bone, the other was a partial tear. Would it be better for surgery on your pec at that point, or is this something, if it's a partial tear, he's not going to risk when he comes back of complete tear?
I think all of the above. How about that for an answer?
All right.
So, this is one of those really tricky injuries. Somewhat like the hamstring, we have a little bit more information on those because they're just much more common, and we can make some better judgments and decision making on it. With pecs, there's a lot of things that make it difficult. First of all, just reading the MRI on these injuries is difficult. The tendon, it's a very awkward tendon because it's a thin tendon relative to the big muscle. And so it's harder to image, and it's harder to tell when you've actually completely torn it or if you just have a little partial tear of the muscle where it attaches to this little tiny wimpy tendon. And we don't have enough data because it's not as common as hamstrings are to say for sure, hey, what do we do if it's a partial tear? Is it better just to leave it alone and that's the best we can do? Or are they going to be better off if I go in there and try to repair this partial tear? Plus, we don't have the information to say, hey, if we leave this alone, is it a higher likelihood of completely tearing it? So if you read the comments that the doctors made, is basically what they're saying is that, hey, not completely torn by the MRI. Let's wait and see, but he may need surgery. So basically, they just said every possible option is in play, and we don't know exactly how this is going to end up. And it's just because it's a difficult injury to predict.
Is that something that obviously would limit him? Are they going to make sure that he doesn't move around a lot during the time where they're trying to figure out exactly what to do?
Yeah, well, while you're resting it, you don't necessarily have to immobilize it or anything like that. You just need to make sure he's not doing any, heavy, forceful lifting. And then obviously what you worry about is, real abrupt, forceful, traction. It's what we call an eccentric contraction, which is how he injured himself. It's typical for cornerbacks and middle linebackers, right? They're not quite in front of the guy they're trying to tackle. The guy's got a head of steam, and then you reach your hand out to the side, and one of two things happen. You can tear your pec, which is not as common, but you can also dislocate or partially dislocate your shoulder that way. So, those are the kind of situations. Obviously, you keep him out of contact and you let him rest. But he can move his arm and do regular activities.
Dr. Eloy Ochoa joining us here for our injury update. This isn't necessarily ortho. A hockey player, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, took a puck in the groin area, ruptured some things, ruptured a testicle, but they say he's only going to be out 3 weeks. How is that possible?
Right. Well, because you're not going to wait on anything to heal per se. He's going to have that. He's more than likely had that testicle removed, and so it's for the skin. You're just waiting for the skin to heal where it was removed, and that's it. That's the healing. Now, 3 weeks. Even saying all that, as you can imagine, 3 weeks is pretty optimistic for that. But it really just that's probably the best case scenario. Is what I would say.
So they don't grow back. Huh?
Ask Manu. They don't. But I felt like he was out a lot longer than 3 weeks.
No, it's gone. And luckily, most of us are born with two. So, it's not life-changing or anything, but it is certainly, as you can imagine, very, very painful.
Very.
Yes.
It painful just talking about it. Doc, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Appreciate you jumping on this afternoon.
Hey, you guys as well. You guys have a good one.
Appreciate it. Dr. Eloy Ochoa on the Buyers Barricades guest line for our injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine online at TSAOG.com.
Dude, that is just, I saw that story when it happened, and it's like, man.
Did you see the video?
Yeah.
Hockey players are tough.
Well,
3 weeks. All right.
3 weeks. What, do they remove it and then it heals and you're ready to go?
I suppose like pulling a tooth.
Yeah, perhaps, right? Just go in there, snip, snip, and get that ruptured dude out.
Yeah.
Close you back up.
Mm-hmm. Good Lord.
Boy, I just hope it doesn't happen again. That dude's got flying pucks all over the place.
Well, generally there's pads to protect things.
Well, there should be. Should be wearing a cup, right?
I would think.
Yeah.
But
apparently not.
Well, or it didn't matter. It just slowed it down.
Oh.
That story's nuts.
Literally.
Yes. Wow.
Literally.
Wow, dude.
God, I love hockey. Hockey players are insane, though.
They are insane, yes.
I mean, knock their teeth out, pick them up off the ice, and keep going. But, I give Manu a lot of credit because he gave up one for this team.
He did.
And so did this guy. But Manu, I felt like he was out for a long time.
Well, hey, I'd be out for a long time, too. In the corner, curled up, crying like a baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Tomorrow, the Blitz is going to be live at the Angry Elephant.
Big day.
281 Redland Road, right next to the Rue Pub. It is. Most everybody's going to knock off work early. You got family coming into town. Everybody but Pledge doesn't dress like he can go anywhere in public. If you're unsure of what that comment means, go check the Twitter or Instagram at SA Sports Star, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix, and you'll see what Pledge chose to wear to work today. Left his house saying, damn, I look good. This wasn't by accident. He planned this.
Yes, it wasn't he losing a bet. He planned it.
No. It's so bad, we're not even going to let him do a show today. We got Bucks and Heat coming up here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM, Floresville. An